I think so. Yeah, I noticed. I was wondering, what the hell is that? Oh. Normally. Yeah.
Already done.
I'm not sure I'm getting any audio. Can you guys hear me okay?
His video is very picture-like. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, it's
One.
funny because I am on Wi-Fi. I'm just in my bedroom, and I'm not sure why the video is the way it is.
Yeah, you're frozen for me.
Must be that beard.
Yeah, you're literally frozen for me.
His beard sucking up all the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Cool.
Who, me? My Blazers. Oh, the one okay, yeah. I have an event coming up. It's going to be at the Quakertown Farmers Market in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. It's the second Saturday of November, which I believe is the 9th. It's a benefit, 100% benefit show for a good friend of mine. He's also a mini trucker. He's battling non-Hodgkin's lymphoma for the second time in a year.
Wow.
He was, they said he was clear back in May, and then he went for blood tests in the beginning of September and found out that it was back again. So he's like double time chemo right now. So
Jeez.
everything, all proceeds from the show are going to him. We're going to have a ton of raffles for baskets and stuff like that. $15 day of show for anybody that wants to show. It's 9 to 1, Saturday, 11/9 at Quakertown Farmers Market. So, thank you. Yes.
MT, yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Oh, we're all hearing.
I can hear you clear.
Not been able to hear just you or all of us?
And how do you manage that one, Sean?
By
Yeah.
the way, Sean, you need it.
Hey, Sean,
Second
you used-
webcam. I had unplugged the second
Cool,
webcam, so I
helpful.
should be back here. You guys should be able to hear me now. I mean, all of that information that I was just sharing earlier, nobody heard any of it. For the last, how long have we been live now? For the last 7-8 minutes, nobody's heard a single word I said.
Smooth.
Oh my god! And nobody said anything. Nobody said anything. Oh my god, guys!
Sounds about right for Sean.
Right? All right. Now, why is? Let's see. Hopefully, the frame rate isn't too bad either, because
It's a little delayed on my side on my TV.
well,
My
it's
Xbox.
going to be
That's-
delayed. That's normal YouTube. My worry is making sure that the frames aren't being skipped and that they're not lagging. There's always a delay. You can never have a completely live event. Alrighty. Anyway, so let's start this over. We're going to just start this over because nobody heard anything except for you guys responding to me. Okay, so anyway, so we're going to start this again. So we have over that way, we have One Mo Blazer Chris, which you guys heard a little bit of. I can't even see where you guys are at. Okay, so One Mo Blazer Chris, and next to him is Big E. If you see him messaging in the comments, it'll come up as a lovely bunch of coconuts. It's about what's going on in his head.
Yeah.
Right below me, right here, we have Jason. And then over there, we have Nikolai. If you are a longtime follower, we've been doing this for, 32 episodes now. And still can't get it right, apparently.
Hangouts was a lot easier.
Huh? Actually, no. This StreamYards is pretty easy. What is difficult is getting the Streamlabs. I have a lot more going on with Streamlabs. The StreamYard is actually easier than Hangouts. Jason, you've used it as well. I think that it is pretty easy, especially for getting random people to come up and come join you and different other things. It just seems to me to be a lot easier to use than Hangouts.
Well, from my point of view, coming from somebody who is just absolutely 100% not techie,
Right.
It's so simple just to fill in the blanks and hit go live.
Yep, it is. It's so easy. Now, I make it difficult on myself because I then add this into my Streamlabs stream, which I have a little bit more going on, as you can see on the screen, than you guys. If you guys are ever streaming yourselves, either to Facebook or do they do Instagram? No, they do Facebook, they do YouTube, they do Twitter. They do a lot of different streaming sites. But for you guys, you would only see what is up in this box, that we're in here. Minus the YouTube subscriber count and my YouTube subscriber count. YouTube viewer count and subscriber count, yeah. Those two things wouldn't be up on the screen. Those are things that I've added to my live through Streamlabs. But it is really simple and really user-friendly. But anyway, so we've introduced everybody. They got your side of the conversation with your event. I know that they heard that because I can see the bars. I didn't even notice that my talking bar wasn't moving. It should have been a dead giveaway. So, and I need to bring up the comments so that way I can see them. Because right now I can't see any of them. Pop out that chat for me. I mean, they're really small on my screen, on this main screen that I'm looking at, because it's right up in my glare. Okay. Let's make this bigger. There we go. Okay. I'll leave that big. Don't mind me. Okay, so we got American Bumper to Bumper. He didn't hear me. Kip, message me on Facebook so I can get you up here on the screen. We'll get a full 6 people up in here.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no, we're going big
It's a
time. We're going
party.
big time. Hey, we got Grimm's Auto Service has decided to join us. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. I do have my newest t-shirt up here in the window, which is about ready to fall. One bad thing about being connected to everything.
You're a cyborg.
Huh? Oh, I've got a microphone plugged into this computer down here on the floor. I used to have my microphone plugged into this laptop that's over here, which means I could move a lot further. I need to get myself like a microphone extension. I have that so that way I can hear what's going on from you guys talking, because otherwise it starts doing like this big feedback loop. So I'm gonna have to have you guys in a microphone. Which we all know microphone feedback loops through live streams is absolutely horrendous. Oh, Kip's not going to join us tonight. Well, glad to the fact that you're at least still in here in the chat. Like I said, we will invite some of you guys in the chat up on the screen later in the stream. But for now, we've got a pretty full house. I just wanted to. Kip normally comes up here, so if he wanted to, I was going to offer it to him. I have a update with my channel. You guys don't have a video yet because I've been struggling with my laptop and getting the video out. It's showing its age and being old. Though I do have I did get most of that kit installed that we showed last week, the valve body upgrade and rebuild kit. We did I did get most of that done before I got it all done for what goes on the valve body. But when I went to go out to go put it on the truck, the heavens had opened above, and as we know, my truck is sitting out in the middle of the field, and yeah, rain and mud and trying to put car parts in is not the most ideal situation, especially while trying to film with expensive cameras. Even though expensive cameras just means my old cell phones, but they're still expensive. Anyway, so I did get all of that done. I actually got some more progress done on that Hope chest. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen pictures of the Hope chest. It's a 1940s to 60s lane cedar chest. And I also started working on another new t-shirt for the channel. There has been some sneak peeks leaked on Instagram. And if you happen to be in certain chats on my Facebook, you got to see a pretty good render of what it's going to look like. I do have to swap some stuff out because I found out some of the parts that I was using are copyrighted and I don't want to be nailed if I make a t-shirt out of it. So I'm going to have to play around with some stuff and swap out some of the parts. But the general idea of what I showed you guys, the ones that I did show, is what it's going to look like. It's just going to, the basic idea is there. I just got to tweak it. It should be a pretty cool. Some of you guys have seen it. What do you guys think of it?
I like it.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
I think I shared it to you too, didn't I, Jason?
Yep.
I don't know. I haven't seen really anything like that in the out and about yet, so I figured that would be pretty freaking cool. Okay, so well, I'm glad to see that you joined us here at all, Kip. So thank you for joining us. He says he's only here for a little bit. We're up to 9 people already this stream.
Jeez.
That's
Yeah, I shared it up on the Facebook too.
Yeah, well, I mean, the problem I've been having, like I said, was not being able to send this as an event. Last couple of weeks, I've been
Because you
able.
got me in here now. That's why.
Oh, you're the famous one. It's not Mr. Almost. What are you almost up to, Jason? How many subs do you got?
1780 as of about an hour ago.
See, he's pushing 1,800 subs, man.
I got
and
5.
if you can see it, my little
I got a whole total of 45.
goddamn, I hate this freaking trying to point shit. Put down there in the bottom right hand corner of our screen, you see the subscriber count, and if it's accurate, I think it is. I'm just under 1,500 subs. I know I really, really do not like the fact that, like I have that subscriber count app, but it's now completely freaking useless because it only rounds up to the nearest 10th at the moment. It only shows the first.
YouTube Studio has an app you can download.
I have YouTube Studio. That's where I have to find it, but it's annoying because that one's.
That's the only one that will be accurate for you.
Yeah, I know. But it sucked because I used to use the other one to make my Instagram posts because it had a nicer interface. It looked better. But I can't use that one. Huh? I have TubeBuddy too. But that was not.
Doesn't use the accurate numbers. It only updates by tens.
Right, exactly. It's actually not even tens. It's if you go up another 1,000, it's only accurate up to the first 3 numbers. So if you have 10,000, it's only going to show you accurate to the hundreds, and then if you have 100,000, it's only going to accurate to the thousands. So it's literally the first 3 digits, and then everything else after that is zeros.
First 3 digits?
Yeah.
Digits.
Zidgets. Is that what you get in your forehead when you're a teenager?
Yeah, digits.
And on your butt when you're in your 40s.
Right? Yes, we're almost. I teased. Burning Rubber says we're almost at 1,500. Yes, I know. And I teased. I said I will give away. I will give away something off of my Teespring because it's the only stuff I have to give away. I mean, I don't have cool stuff. I don't have widgets like Rust Belt Mechanic was given away today. I don't have, because that stuff really cost me a lot out of pocket. I don't have a whole lot of money out of pocket. So it's easier for me to give away stuff on my Teespring so you guys get some cool stuff because I don't have any cool stuff lying around to give you. Empty bottle maybe.
That's cool.
Oh, there you go. Right, you can fill it with stuff.
Transmission parts.
Yeah, I got tons of 46RE used parts. If anybody wants some,
I got
solenoids out of a pre-97 truck that I don't need. I have no use for.
But you still have.
Well, it's because they were on the valve body that I pulled off of the junkyard.
Oh.
When I pulled the valve body, I didn't realize that it was a pre-97 truck, or that the valve body was different. But we got all that fixed out. We got Pilot. Of course, we got Pilot. No, there is a Corvette update. I just thought I read it. I thought I just read no Corvette update, but I got mixed up. Pilot says engine is not back in yet. Buyer bought another rental property, is working on that. Oh. Corvette got put to this back burner. At least it's not out in the back lot yet, like my Novas. My Novas are in the back lot. So
I can give a Blazer update if you want.
sure, go ahead.
Blazer's presently in pieces in my storage garage while
no.
I'm working at my buddy's shop prepping my 350 to go in.
Oh, because you're doing a motor swap.
Yes.
What Gen 350?
It's out of, so I looked up the numbers on the block. It's out of a 70s muscle car.
Okay, so it's
Not
a
sure
two-piece.
exactly.
It's a two-piece reman seal iron block.
Yes.
Okay, so basically,
Iron heads.
See, if you would have talked to me, you could have had
originally-
the one out of my Nova.
What's up?
If you would have talked to me, you could have had the fresh built one out of my Nova.
I hinted at I needed one, and you really didn't say anything.
I didn't think about that. But that's not really anything built. It's just a stock bottom end, literally stock bottom end, just refreshed. And then the top end is their 305 heads with the 202 intake, which is the same size off of the 350. So it won't RPM a whole lot. Like, you're not going to get a whole lot of RPM up above $5,000 because it'll just run out of power because it can't breathe. Because even though the intake is the same size, the exhausts are a little smaller.
Yeah.
But it makes a lot of torque down low. So it's a real torquey.
So I just wire brushed the whole block and heads, getting ready for repaint because it was like flaking.
Make sure you really, really degrease that so that way the paint sticks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's degreasing and cutting and taping is next step, and then painting orange, and then all the chrome goodies are going to be going
Put
on.
primer down underneath the orange.
What's that?
Put engine block primer down underneath of the orange.
Well,
Okay.
This is coming from, I've done several blocks now, and if you don't do that, the orange will burn and flake. If you put the primer down, it tends to stick to the block better, and
I mean, that's the point of primer.
but put a clear over top of it too.
Yeah.
So shiny.
It's not even for the shine. It just keeps the dirt and grime from sticking to it as much.
Yeah.
Especially since it's going to be a show truck. And Pilot, I wasn't actually literally meaning like backyard. More of just back burner, as you know, like mine is in a yard. My Novas are in a yard. They're back behind a house. It's not even where they were. They've moved. Yeah, they're on the back burner till this truck gets done. Then hopefully I'll pull them out. Okay, I saw you, Jason. I saw that you put up a new something or other with the that old car that you were helping sell for a friend of yours, and then you also had your Grand Marquis in the picture too. I saw it's like a before and after.
Yeah, so basically all I did was when I did the video, I had the two of them parked side by side, just kind of doing a comparison on, old versus new.
Right.
Basically the same length car, and mostly the same size and a lot of the same features. Believe it or not, over 50 years. So
yeah. The funny thing is, though, is even though they're go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, even when I posted the pictures, you can see a lot of similarities in those cars, even being 50 years apart.
Yeah. Still like the older one better.
Yep.
Though, even though they are about the same dimensions, you still notice that the older one still looks bigger, even when they're still parked next side to side. The old one still looks bigger.
Yep.
That's what she said. Had to sneak it in there.
Right?
Just made it too easy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see.
I spent the afternoon today with the first official demise of Bubbles video.
Oh, you started the prep for it, or did you actually video it?
What's that?
Did you start the prep, or did you actually do the video?
No, I started the prep, so it's going to be a series of several videos. But
You're really milking that, aren't you?
Along, you'll note that I had a small accident with it.
Yes. That was actually an epic video. I like that one.
We were trying to get it rolling again today, and we made a video on that. So
Okay.
Now it's time to get it loaded up on a trailer and off to a secure site and do the deed.
Area 51, huh?
Yeah.
We're not going to ask Big E on his update yet because we're going to save that later because he gets his own segment, which we're going to have to come up with a new segment if you do what you're going to do. Or did you already? No, don't tell us yet. We'll figure that out later. We can't do a vehicle update for you because you have your own segment.
Yeah.
We can do Nikolai. Big E, do you have the video that Nikolai shared in the chat?
Do I have it?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
It's in the
group chat.
behind the scenes one. Yeah, it's behind the scenes.
Oh, god damn it.
If you could pull that up so we can screen share it, because I want to, though I don't know if it's going to share volume.
Oh, do it on my computer.
Yeah. Because obviously Nikolai is on his phone. My computers are.
Sign back into Facebook.
Oh my god! But anyway, so we're gonna share his new video out here because he's trying to get. He's trying to get some new views and get his channel started, and I'm trying to dig my eyeball out here. We're all professionals, right?
Yeah.
Pilot is leaving for Vegas next Saturday. Well, good luck and be safe.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, and it's going to be his birthday.
Hookers and blow.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Does that mean, Pilot, that you're not going to be joining us on Sunday? How are we supposed to wish you a birthday? Hey, we got Mrs. Formula. Now, Chris is here somewhere then, hopefully. Is he here and I'm just not seeing it? Has he been sitting here for God knows how long? Oh, my God, he has been.
Probably.
There we go. Here we go. It is now official. We now officially have a full house. Somebody should have let me know that he was here.
He's there somewhere.
Would that make a winning hand?
I
Huh?
had the video up.
It's a full house now, yeah.
Blown out.
But yeah, that's one of the things that I have to worry about here with StreamYard is it's hard for me to see when people join because I have like 7 things up on the screen. And so sometimes you get cut off and I don't see you sitting there. So a little nudge in the chat sometimes helps. I can't simplify. If I simplified it as low, what I need is more monitors.
Nikolai, this does
Just
not look like
StreamYard
1080p.
StreamYard alone.
Is it not 1080p because of what you're sharing it in or what? I don't have you up on the thing yet.
It says it's 1080p. It don't look like it though.
Okay, well you got it.
I recorded it off my phone. What are you asking for?
Inaccurate quality.
All right, do you have it start at the beginning so I can start let you do a screen? You gotta let you do a screen share.
Anyways, guys, before you get going too much further, I gotta take off here. So thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, as always. We'll see you here next week.
See you later.
Have a good night, Jason. Nice seeing you again.
If you guys haven't checked out Old Car Auto Guy, please go do. If you haven't given him a subscribe, go do so. We need to get him up to, I think it was 2,000 subscribers, and he's going to blow up his Hyundai in spectacular fashion.
Oh, is that Bubbles?
Yes,
His
Bubbles.
Hyundai?
We are going to blow up Bubbles, or he's going to blow up Bubbles. We're all going to sit here and watch him do it.
Oh my god. My entire screen, I guess.
Or just a window. All right, you ready?
The hell? There.
Is that the no? Is that the Facebook thing, or is that his actual video?
This is YouTube.
No, don't share that. Don't share that. 'Cause
Don't do the actual
I want
Don't
them to
share
go. I want them to go to YouTube to go see that. I want to.
Oh my god.
Don't get
What?
and don't.
I'm confused. What the hell? Oh.
The one in the backstage group chat on Facebook. It's just a video clip.
I say don't share that. Don't share that one because that'll demonetize this real fast. That's the best way to put that.
Oh my.
But we're not looking to demonetize my video.
That's
Did
what I
I-
said.
Well, maybe
don't-
if people were a little bit more
play that one.
specific. Someone said
somehow
go get the video.
somehow
Well, I went and got the video.
I
Now I'm getting yelled at.
Chris, I'm sorry, but I think I had muted you for a minute. I don't know if you guys were saying.
No, I muted myself.
Well, I just unmuted you.
Thanks.
I didn't know. I thought I did it.
Jeez.
It's a good thing you weren't doing anything inappropriate back there.
Well, no, my wife came in to get clothes and stuff, so she was making some noise. So.
Oh, hey, way to be respectful, but I almost unrespected you.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you muted it because there was some offensive thing, noises going on in the background, and I just unmuted it in the middle of it?
Yeah.
Neighbors being unruly on the other side of the wall or something. Don't get me demonetized, man. The worst would be is if you had your camera off. The worst would be if you had your camera off and I had accidentally turned your camera back on.
And I had flipped the camera.
Whoopsie!
That'll be the end of your YouTube career.
Oh my God! It was freaking, hey, I would be gone faster than the automotive channels were the other week.
Yeah.
We will revisit that, by the way. That is later in tonight. What are we up to anyway? Because I don't have any of my thingies.
6 people.
We have 6 people? Oh no.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what's saying on YouTube. But I'm also one of them 6 because I'm watching it on my
Well, yeah, that's the problem is some of us are. Guys, if you guys are in the chat or up here on the screen, and you have not shared my live stream somewhere, please do. Help us get some more people in here. Maybe some new people so we can get this subscriber count up to 1,500 so we can give away some merchandise here. Are you ready for me to share it?
Hang on.
All right, you let me know when, and I will hit the button.
All right, I guess
Now?
now.
Okay.
Nope. All right.
Okay, so this is Nikolai's YouTube channel. Now, Nikolai, do you want to shout out what your YouTube channel's name is? Or actually, you can.
Literally his name.
Oh, it is Nikolai. Well, you can put a link to it down in the.
Nikolai Warsinger.
You can put a link to it in the chat right about now, so that way when we're playing this, that people watching the live stream later can be able to click the link too.
Well, I would have to leave the chat to do that because I'm not signed in on my Xbox.
Oh, oops. So I'm not unmuting Chris because he has it muted again, and I know I didn't do it.
I'm back.
Yeah, I'll put it in then.
All right. So we're going to play a clip from one of Nikolai's. This is only a teaser video of Nikolai's latest video. It already has 200 views, and he's trying to kickstart his channel. So we're going to play a little bit of it right here.
All right, ready?
Yep, go ahead. Now, hopefully you guys hear sound. I don't know if there's sound. But, yeah, he went to I don't think there is sound. He went to a...
Sure sound.
Yeah. He went to a local racetrack and has got some really good footage from it. So if you guys want to go over and check out his YouTube channel... let's see, I might be able to pull it up.
That as it was playing back in the live, as I was viewing, it was garbage.
Oh, was it?
It was like slideshow quality.
Ugh. Didn't look that bad on.
I said
You got it up there?
I decided I was gonna leave my camera at home by accident, and the phone it was.
Let's see. So we're not able to get that up, though.
What the hell? God, Facebook Messenger is so confusing.
I'm not able to send it through chat.
All right. Well, that's definitely not you. Okay, I know I'm subscribed
I forget what
to
the
you.
picture of my damn YouTube channel is. I know.
Well, I'm subscribed to you, I do believe. I would hope so, considering I'm sitting here supporting your...
Yeah.
There you are. Okay. You definitely need to upgrade your picture, I think, maybe. You have your fire... Actually, it's the fireman one.
Yeah. I have to change it as soon as I can get a better picture.
Copy. We're gonna put this up here in the thingy. All right. Oh shoot. Where is? There we go. Here is his YouTube channel. Boop, boop, bang. And of course, you notice my Charles bot is asleep at the wheel again today. Or not even Charles, the Cloud bot. Because it's not up. I gotta really talk to Streamlabs about that because it's really annoying.
Just come up and be like, "Yo, your stuff's broken."
Right? It is annoying because it's like, I'm sitting here doing the thing. And it's not doing the thing. And I know I have him as a moderator.
The new Corvette convertible. They already made a convertible out of the C8.
Yeah, it's a hardtop too. It's a hardtop convertible.
I missed that this week.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Spent all day cleaning my garage at home, getting ready for stupid winter. Yeah, it is stupid winter. I get stuffed back into that little tiny freaking garage with the freaking door down, and hopefully can keep it warm enough to be able to freaking not freeze my testicles off.
Test
I'll tell you one thing. Sitting up there in them bleachers, talk about coldness. You'd think they'll have some sort of heat going on up there.
You're out in the middle.
35.
You're out there in the middle of nowhere. What kind of freaking what kind of heating do you expect?
But it was 30. You would think they'd at least have. You would think they'd have a heater somewhere around them there, or at least a fire. No, and you think they'd have it because they're charging $35 per person.
Dude, what are you expecting?
What the hell?
It's part of the experience, my friend.
Exactly. You're lucky they got bleachers for you to sit in.
I understand.
Back in the day, they didn't even have a wall. You just kind of like sat up on the bank around the track and watched. And I hope a car didn't come over the freaking edge of the track.
I hope your ass didn't get ran the hell over.
Yeah, they're not fun when you hop the fence.
Oh,
Any football fans in here?
oh, definitely not.
I don't mix sports and cars, but apparently Dallas Dallas got their ass beat by the Packers.
Dallas didn't get their ass. They lost the game, but they didn't get their asses handed to them.
So they came back at the end.
They didn't give it to them by the Packers.
In the second half within 10 points. No, the first half looked like a blowout. They eventually scored a field goal. It was like 31-3.
Now, Chris,
the second half come out, and it's like they flip-flopped. They come back within the last 2 minutes of the game. They were within 10 points, and they went all the way down to do the field goal, and one of their guys jumped offside, so the field goal kicker had to kick it again, and he missed the second attempt after he made the first one, so they lost by 10 points.
Yeah, well, you kind of ruined my meme I was going for, man. You got the Packers giving it to Dallas up, but whatever. So, do we have any new non-subscribers here in the chat that would like to subscribe during the live stream? I never get any subscribers during the live stream. I always get them when we're off, and because I got 6 subscribers since last week. I think like 6.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't get to play with my.
I can help your Cowboys dismay.
Oh, I could care less. I'm not a football fan, so it doesn't matter to me.
Where's the safest place to go in America in the event of a tornado outbreak?
I don't know what.
Where?
A palm tree.
AT&T Stadium, home of the Cowboys, because you're guaranteed no touchdown.
Oh. That's brutal.
Ain't it?
That's a good one though.
Oh, Big E. If you look at the window now, you'll see why I put the subscriber count where I did, because this is how we normally have this set up, and nobody normally is being hidden behind it.
Yeah.
So I figured that would have been a good spot for it. As I'm running out of real estate on the screen. Though I could probably get rid of half of it because we don't ever use it. You know, you got the tip jar. You know, I'm not worthy of any tips, so I never get any tips. The stream boss, who's been sitting there for like the last 2 months, because nobody's decided to kick him off. And then we don't have anybody that subscribes during the live stream, so there's also that blank space down there.
Oh my freaking God! Are you serious?
What?
God, I wish it was daylight. You guys, this got to be the most redneck thing put together I've seen.
Where are you at?
Think an old 1970s three-quarter ton Dodge.
So first gen.
Yeah, Dodge van, three-quarter ton Dodge van, with the body stripped off it and a fiberglass shell built over the top of the seats and right behind the seats for a back wall, and the rest of it's a flatbed.
My God.
Where are you at?
Poetry. That's what that is.
So it's a cab. It's a cab over van flatbed.
It's a cab over van flatbed. Yes.
A cab.
It's white. It's a white van. All the fiberglass is roughed in, so you can see all the strands where they put it together, and then they spray painted it with some kind of olive green paint.
Oh. Oh well, hey, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done, right?
Yeah, literally, it still had the custom badge on the fender.
Give me his number. I'll contact him to join my club.
There you go, man.
Jesus.
It's that van life, man. That van life.
I know what it is. They're having flashbacks from the 60s. That's an old-fashioned hippie van. You know, they were all about that open-air loving, right?
Yeah.
Or they were high when they built it.
If somebody in the chat wants to let me know, hey guys, if somebody in the chat wants to let me know how the quality is, because YouTube is telling me it's pretty bad. I'm not seeing it at the moment, so.
Doesn't look bad.
Well, we'll have to rely on Miss Formula, our esteemed editor of relaxation or horror that's usually on the other end. She just has to type and say, yeah, it's thumbs up or thumbs down.
Something. Because it's telling me, now it's saying it's okay. But it was saying it was bad.
See, other football news. The Steelers need to get rid of their second place quarterback and let the third guy play.
Other football news. They just need to go back to the way it is in college football and stop freaking paying these athletes a ridiculous freaking amount for crappy football.
Their second guy got knocked out of the game with a jaw hit from a helmet. Knocked him flat out cold, and they brought the third string guy in, and hell, he took the team straight down the field and scored a touchdown.
Jeez.
There we go. All right, now I can see if it drops frames. All right. So let's we're what? How far are we into this? We're into this what, an hour?
45 minutes.
All righty.
Just about.
All right, so we're into this 45 minutes. What's in the cup? We'll start with this this segment of our show. What's in the cup? Because I think we're far enough in to not get demonetized for mentioning beer. We'll start with One Low Blazer. What you got today?
I have nothing.
You have nothing. You have come unprepared.
Yes.
How
somebody sent me a random request to join, so I had to run to the basement.
Well, I was just throwing shit out there because unfortunately my live stream the live stream group has been quite
scarce.
Yeah, I think I might have to go weeding in there in the next couple, because it's like, why are you in there if you're not going to join?
Well, it's actually a funny coincidence that you sent that to me today out of nowhere, because as I was sitting on the couch watching the Dallas game, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to download Skype and try to join today. And lo and behold, you sent me the link.
Yeah, because we're not using Skype anymore because Skype was taxing my system too much.
Well,
And
I
was also
downloaded it for you, buddy.
Well, thank you very much. I do majorly appreciate that. But we have moved on to bigger and better things because Skype was causing too many issues.
Yeah.
It was using way too much resources on my computer. And then when I had the issue with the NDI setup, which I'm not even using NDI anymore. I'm literally just using a window capture. Because of all of that, I have better frame rate now with less CPU usage than I did when I was actually using Skype on the other computer and running an NDI stream into this one. I mean, I don't have individual boxes for everybody, but I think this is still a nice clean setup.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that was the main reason why I stopped jumping on, besides having the work, was I really didn't want to download another app. But
yeah, this one you don't have to download. It's browser based. You just sign in, put your name in, and pop in. It's super easy.
Yep.
Let's see. Grim said something. I just worked on a van that had newspaper taped over the windows. Creepy. Did you have a black light, Grim? They didn't want someone to see the swap meet inventory. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that before. Block out the windows. And the thing is you can legally do that in a van. You can legally do that in an SUV, a van, or a truck because they're considered utility. Any vehicle that is considered a utility vehicle, you only need the front windows open. Everything else can be painted.
Yeah, I was going to say PAs, anything behind the driver, you can do whatever with.
Not in a passenger car. Car, no, you cannot do that in a passenger car. That's why you can literally get in trouble for your tint on your back windows. If it's in a passenger car, the window tint has to be at the darkest 35%. Anything darker than 35% is illegal on a passenger vehicle.
Because I've actually seen. Now I don't know.
Well, you're like your Blazer, you can have them painted because it's an SUV.
Well, I was going to say, like I've
seen
extended cab pickup trucks where
truck,
they actually
truck only has to have
fiberglass.
Yeah, trucks are considered a utility vehicle or a work vehicle. They do not have to have that. It's only passenger vehicles.
Okay.
So cars, mainly cars, but anything that's not considered a work vehicle or utility vehicle has to have at least 35% tint. Anything darker than that, they can actually technically nail you for. But of course, we all do it anyway because my Nova was down to 5% on the back windows.
Oh.
Yeah, you couldn't see out of that car. The back window was completely useless anyway, so. With the back end sitting that high up in the air, you couldn't see the traffic behind you. You could see the sky. But, yeah, parking was fun because also everything from the center wheel back, the whole back of the car from the center wheel back starts caving in and down. So, like, from the center wheel back, you can't see any of the car. You can't see the rear bumper in that car. From any of the rear view mirrors, you can't see it. So, parking that car is, you just know how much space you have from where you can't see anymore to the back bumper. You got to guess. All right, so we did Chris. Chris has got nothing. We've ragged on Chris and his lack of a beverage. Who's next?
Sorry.
Biggie, what do you got tonight?
I have this empty Mountain Dew bottle.
Oh my God, you have a bottle full of caffeinated air.
Well, I can do the same. I have an empty can of Mountain Dew.
Oh my God.
Oh jeez.
This is turning into a Cletus McFarlane channel.
Yeah, for real.
Bartle Skeet.
Bartle Skeet. Do it for Dale.
Do it for the Skeet.
Do it for NOVAtazz. Oh wait, sorry. Oh my God. We this is funny. My toddler, he is just starting to be potty trained, and he's done a couple little like piddles, just like the little sprinkles in the potty. Well, the other day he did a full pee.
That's funny.
And that is exactly what I did it like this before with his full pool. I'm like, oh my God, he did a full pee. But yeah, my 2-year-old has started using the potty like he's supposed to. So it's an exciting day here, or exciting time here at the NOVAtazz family adventure. Okay, so what do we got? We got Chris. What are we up to, Chris? Besides, don't fall asleep at the wheel, man.
Water, a cup of coffee, and a great pair of double delights. Oh, I had to leave those at home.
Oh, darn it.
You didn't specify on the cup.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I did. I said, "What's in the cup?" That's the beginning of the segment. But yeah, see, you have enough. You have enough drinks that you should carry around a potty with you.
Nah.
You should have a bladder. You should have a bladder draining device with you.
Yes, it's called an exit ramp.
Oh, it's exiting all right.
With a facility. No, but it's interesting. You do mention that. So I was talking to my mom. Let's see, Saturday, Friday. So whenever the 4th was, the 4th was her birthday. So happy 80th.
Isn't that when the lightsabers come out and little green goblin guy starts telling us what the fuck to do?
Yeah, it seems
His
like
name
it,
is Yoda.
Hey, do you not do live streams enough that I was trying to be not copyright infringement?
No.
Yeah. But my mom asked me that particular question when I first started driving years ago, and what do you do? What do you do? And,
you hold the shit.
I played into it. Oh, come on, it's these things, all these new trucks are amazing. I mean, you got air ride cabs and air ride seats. I mean, you're floating on a cushion of air, literally. You got this all these buttons on the side of your seat, and she saw one. Says, "What's that red button do?" That's the emergency button. She said, "What do you mean it's the emergency button?" I was, well, you're going down the road. I said, "Come on, Mom, ain't you ever followed a truck down the road before? Great, beautiful blue skies. It's a beautiful day out, and all of a sudden your windshield's getting wet, and you're looking around for a rain cloud." Well, yes, what happened? Well, he probably used his emergency button. It flipped a little funnel up and straight down to the floor. So,
wow.
Yeah, I let that go flow. That's like, you're joking. No, I'm serious. Every now and then, you're on the highway. Where are you going to stop? There's not facilities everywhere you need to go. So, they thought about this. And that little funnel is perfectly shaped for men or women. It doesn't matter,
It's non-discriminatory. Hey, what about the other 6 genders?
Well, they're just like the ragheads. They cut a hole in the sleeper and they out 6 in the, they just go back there and squat on the floor.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
True story. So if you see a bunch of Muslim towel heads, riding around, that's like the other standing joke. And I'm not racist. I hate all assholes equally. Why do they wear that big towel around their head? That's because back in the day, things was valuable and things was good. They don't buy hair gel, but they all had camels. So the camel does his business. They wipe the camel's ass and wrap it up to hold their hair in place because they never cut their hair.
Everybody say hi to the birthday girl in the chat that's deciding that she wants to join the chat to roast me.
Mm.
She just had a birthday yesterday.
One birthday.
Yeah, I sent my happy birthday to you yesterday when we were messaging.
Yeah, that's right. Because you caught us at the
yeah, eventually I had to tell Mom, don't worry about it. That's not what's happening. If you're following a truck on a sunny day and you're getting wet, first thing to look at is see if it has a shiny hiney. If it has a shiny hiney, it's a reefer truck, refrigerated, and most likely he's either hauling fresh meat or vegetables, which are packed on shaved ice, and it's the ice melting and the water from the ice dripping through the drain.
It is not. It is not
which is what you're getting on your windshield.
It is not the driver not being able to hold his contents.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I had her going for a while.
No, just look for the Gatorade bottles along the interstate that are kind of yellow in tint. That's where.
I thought that was lemon.
That's what it is.
There's lemon flavor.
That's another one.
Yeah.
There's a pile of those too, and scourge those that utilize the P bombs, because I mean there's enough damn rest areas and truck stops or gas stations. There's places you can stop
Can't
pretty
stop,
much
won't
anymore
stop.
that you don't need to resort to that. I'm gonna hold it for another couple miles. If you gotta go, pull the hell over and do your business. That 10 minutes it takes you to do what you got to do isn't going to make or break your day, unless you don't stop. And then, guess what? That little all of a sudden turn more solid because you tried to squeeze, and now you do have big issues, and you have to stop anyways.
Got some nice birthday emojis in the chat down below, but when they bring them up onto the screen, they're not so nice. They're more kind of plain. If you look at the difference between the ones that are in the chat versus the ones that are up on the screen. At least on my screen.
For those travelers that did want to do something, I mean, they have little toilets you can get if you want to do that to the camping, which some are kind of neat. I mean, you do your business and it's some kind of a chemical or electronic or whatever. I mean, it basically it burns everything into an ash inside of itself. And
oh damn! Incinerates it.
But yeah, so and most of that's from your camping industry.
Yeah.
Or you can go the hardcore. I mean, you can get the Walmart specialty. It's a toilet seat that you sit on top of a 5-gallon bucket. So everybody carry one of them in their.
I thought that was
They actually
a
sell them as they sell them as a kit now.
I thought that was a Lowe's special or a Home Depot special.
Yes. There's one I saw advertised on was it a hunting show or something I was watching on YouTube one time? And their whole premise, if you're in a hurry, you're in a business, you got a problem and you want privacy, you pull the whole kit out. You go out there, you got a little toilet seat, a bucket with a hollow bottom, you drop a bag in it, and you pull the stuff up around you, and it's got a little camouflage thing like an umbrella that you
shared that.
You get total privacy.
You shared that to us on in the group chat the one day. The little video of that shit. Somebody that's crapped their pants because they were running late. Hey man, you can't stop, won't stop. Gotta go. Literally. So I guess we're back to
fellas. Me. I'm fading fast. I'm gonna jump off here.
All right, Chris. Thank you for joining. If you are off of work on any Sunday, let me know and I'll send you the link. Otherwise, you'll just randomly start getting links every Sunday.
Yeah, send them over. If I can jump in, I'll jump in. I have no problem with that.
It's bad enough now they sell stuff and you get your camouflage wipe. That way you can hide everything.
All right, see you, Chris. And then there was 4. I guess we're up to me and what's in my cup. So, speaking of the current topic. I'm drinking something that's a little lighter than what I normally drink.
Hey, it looks empty.
It's not empty. It's not yet. It's almost. It's not yet. I've been sitting here for a good bit.
Good night, Miss Formula.
I don't think she was talking to you. I mean, we know it's all about Chris in here, but it was the wrong Chris. Apparently, it was the original Chris. You're not original Chris, apparently.
Chris won.
Yeah, I know that, but I just got one of those popular names. It's great when you're walking through a store somewhere and you got somebody else, hey, Chris, and you turn around, hey, what? I didn't do it. And then they look at you scratching their head like you're an idiot. It's like, well, you yelled my name. What do you want?
Hey, Big E, it looks like you guys played Ring Around the Rosie enough that you're no longer the one with the banner across your face.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess
I embarrassed a waitress one night. She came in and she said, hi, Chris, how are you? It's great having you back again. I bet you don't remember much about me. Welcome back to the restaurant. How are you? Says, I'm great and I'm fine. She said, I bet you want to know how I know your name. I said, nope, it's one of two things. I'm going to go with the first one that you probably read it off the front of my jacket where it's embroidered, because it's surely not the second one that you're one of those fortunate souls that got to spend the night with me and remember the name, because we just bypassed the main course, went straight to dessert.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind me, I'm playing with the...
Poof!
That's not what I want to do. This one? There it is, it's that one. we're gonna move this over here so that way. There we go. We're gonna put this up here. Don't mind the floating shit running around.
Okay, speaking of names.
There we go.
You got names you can break down in initials. What would you think would be one of the worst names for a girl?
Cynthia Umbridge Pulaski. No. Bumfrey. There you go.
Bobby Joe.
Why?
Oh.
Oh. I liked mine.
You got jokes tonight, Chris.
Oh, he's always got yolks. In fact, actually, we might actually. Oh, you know what? I have to. I've
got a good one, but I'm gonna have to clean it up for the channel.
Well, hold on. We got to go through. We have another thing to go on. We have to go through here, and I have to go through the chat, and let's see. Because we've been neglecting the chat here for a little bit. Went through the happy birthday, then we did the what's in the cup, and let's see. I know Miss Formula said what she had. Okay, Miss Formula is drinking Samuel Adams Independence Ale. What kind of ale is that? Is it a lighter or a darker color? Jess is probably drinking water, even though she didn't mention. I didn't see Grim. Did Grim tell us what he's drinking? Yep, Grim did. Grim's drinking a Bud Light, and Pilot is drinking. I don't know. I don't think he told us. Better than Jack at the airport.
Is it though?
Light but very hoppy. I don't know. I like myself a nice. This isn't a beer, so I never did say what I was drinking. We're not gonna play guess what's in the cup either, because we don't have much time for that.
It's too late for that.
Yeah, it's too late for that. I'm already into the next one. But anyway, this is actually Woodchuck Hard Cider Granny Smith, which is why it's so light. Otherwise, I'd be really complaining. Oh. So that leads us into the next section of our live stream. And thank you, Nikolai, for the segue of Chris having some yolks. What's in the truck?
What's in the truck?
What's in the truck tonight?
Oh, geez.
Mixture of everything. Some the same, which would be all the Applegate deli meats and different stuff that they have.
All right.
I saw some cheesecakes go on.
Ooh, Jess got a cheesecake for her birthday.
Cheese, of course. Man, different assorted cheeses. Some of them being that European variety crap that.
We got wine again today?
I don't know how that stuff passes customs, to be honest about it. It smells like something died.
Because it puts down its legs and walks across the border. That's what it does.
Yeah, it's nasty. We have some clam pieces and juices out of a company, out of Sea-Watch down in Delaware. And if anybody wanted to have a king-size chicken barbecue, one of our stops is consisting of about 8 to 10 pallets. There's about 45 cases per pallet, almost 18,000 pounds of fresh cut chicken.
Delicious.
Did you say 18,000 pallets?
No,
18,000 pounds in about 10 pallets, 8 to 10 pallets.
All right.
And it's all on the nose, so it was an interesting scale out in order to get the axle weights right.
Mrs. Formula says there's no chocolate this time. There's no wine either, apparently, from what I heard either.
What?
We had wine and cheese last week, and we got shit now. We got chicken.
Yeah, no wine this week. No, yeah, I got Hooters. What can I say? Damn it, I got clucked.
See, you don't have the yolks. You just have the breasts.
Mm.
No, there's not even any barbecue sauce or seasonings. I mean, come on, I feel robbed.
Yeah, you're all telling us you got yolks this week. You don't got yolks. You just got tits and ass. Well, tits and thighs.
Yeah, I'm probably the biggest joke going. So I mean, who needs to read out of a book?
Well, I have to go get myself another beer, and it looks like the birthday girl wants some cheesecake. So I'll be right back. If you want to continue, is there anything else you got in the truck there?
Well, I'm thinking. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole.
All right. Well, we'll have to talk about what are some of the highlights of trucking this week then.
There's some coffee. Got some coffee in there.
What was some of the coolest stuff you've hauled this week or last week?
Some of the cool stuff. Last week it was what the hell did I have come back last week? Pears and apples. My first load of pears. Partial load of pears. So they're actually in the process of fresh picking out on the coast now. Everything they grew this year, so it's gonna the cherry run's done. So the big money loads are gone. Which those things are just they pay great. They're great to have, but they're a pain in the backside because at $85 a case, it adds up fast when something messes up.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I don't like cherries well enough to want to pick up a pallet of cherries that may have tipped over and have to buy them.
Yeah.
The adventures. I stayed in front of the 4-foot snowstorm that come across Montana, which I'm sure most everybody's seen aspects of that if they watched anything in the news or the weather this past week. They hit last weekend. And caused catastrophes up there.
I bet.
Which pretty much, I think,
I can't wait till it snows here because then I get to do donuts in my truck. Spoiler alert, it's the only time my truck can do donuts.
I can't wait till it snows. That's when money starts coming in.
Ow. I don't know about the DOT where you guys are, but the DOT up here is just about useless.
Oh, it sucks ass here.
There was a couple of times my parents didn't even want me or my brother going to school because like we couldn't even walk up the hill to this bus stop for one.
Well, what's bad here is I live on a hill. So going down the hill or going up the hill, I think the worst one yet is being in a bus and the bus going sideways.
Oh my God.
That's
See
when you
that
start screaming.
Song from Tokyo Drift playing.
Yeah, that's when you just start screaming yeehaw because guess what? You're waiting for that damn thing to flip over.
We've actually gone on like field trips and stuff where like snow is just. I'm surprised the buses can even negotiate through that snow. They just leave like ruts carved in the snow.
Yeah, it's because of how tall they are.
Yeah. I mean, also the DOT didn't bother to even like plow the road or even the school parking lot, let alone the roads.
Even ask Sean, the DOT doesn't do anything around here.
Well, that's PennDOT, so
yeah, that's PennDOT. But hey, you can't knock PennDOT because PennDOT's part of my union.
PennDOT is what?
If they did their job, we wouldn't have a problem.
We have I can't even pronounce that name. We have somebody from Turkey.
Oh.
Oh, welcome. Hope you can understand.
I hope you like cars because that's what we are chatting about today. Where'd Chris go? Did we lose him?
I guess so.
He's gone. Did he ever exist?
He gone.
What is he, Schrodinger's Chris?
Oh. Apparently he just exploded in the chat. If only he knew how to do like an explosion emoji. See, you heard us talking about him, and boom, here he is.
Somebody else to teach him.
He's not showing up, so I can add him in. He's gonna have to re-click on the link that I sent him earlier. Oh,
While driving, jeez.
Yeah, I moved the subscriber bar thingy up to the top right-hand corner, so it's not over top of anybody. If you noticed, I had to shrink the chat a little bit to do it, though. Are you okay back there? I just heard a random squeal from the bedroom.
I thought that was like someone's small dog barking.
Well, it was somebody's small dog. It was my small dog barking. What? Apparently the cheesecake exploded. How does a cheesecake explode?
I was about to ask the same thing. Thank you. Ooh, that's neutral.
Well, apparently we're not getting an explanation on that one, so it's just going to be the fifth wonder of the world.
Oh, shite.
The strawberry? You don't like it? She didn't like the strawberry topping, apparently. But how does that make it explode? The whipped cream exploded at her. We're not touching that stuff with a 9-inch pole.
We're not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
9-inch pole, 8-inch pole. You know, that's about a big pole as far as that's concerned. They give you a different version for a big block Chevy.
Sean will be cleaning whipped cream off the roof tomorrow.
I'm not going there.
I know, that's why I said it.
Apparently we are going to switch drinks too. Oh, he's back. Master of Yolks. Here we go. Boop.
Yeah, boop.
Be-doo.
I am bang. With that, the phone police got pissed off about the comment I made about the Dallas Cowboys. Sorry, phone police. Next time I'll say something nicer about the Plowboys. One thing's guaranteed for all Cowboy fans in the nation and around the world. Please do not despair. Do not worry. Do not fail. They will be fine. Because you know what? Farming worldwide is still a great pastime and thing that goes because it feeds the world. The Plowboys will be guaranteed to have a job and eat, even if they fail on the football field. Thank you.
This should not be this should not be NOVAtazz and Friends. This should be Chris. Chris
and Friends. Motivational speeches and Friends.
Apparently, my pee has gotten a little staler. It's a little darker this time.
Ow.
Take a big, nice gulp of it.
Speaking of which, you want to hear a disgusting fact?
Oh, that's tart. Woo!
Is it?
Sorry.
A disgusting thought.
No, disgusting.
You open
fact.
the oven door and the rump roast farts.
Right. It sounds like it's still... Hey, Chris, put it back in. It's still a little undercooked.
Well, I was gonna say in medieval times, if a physician wanted to determine if you had diabetes, they had to taste your urine.
Ew.
Yeah. Gotta love modern medicine.
Wait, what?
And Perwin, how do you know that?
Apparently, she either needs to put it in writing in the comments. Oh, well, hello. That's the first time I've heard that without me having to push the button to do it.
Is that gonna make him the stream boss now? Yep.
It did. We kicked the stream boss off.
Bye, Grant.
Chris, if you're still in here, pick something.
Miss Formula will not believe me when I tell her I tried to do a career in stand-up comedy and I failed. I had to quit because of health reasons.
It does not.
Health reasons.
Yes, health reasons. Seems every time I got on stage in the middle of my show and started saying something, people were getting sick.
Mm. That'll do it.
Well, see, Mrs. Formula says that you try to tell her that you failed at stand-up comedy. Well, he did. That's why he's on my live instead of on Comedy Central.
But
anyways, to give Nikolai his cleaned up joke. Man and a woman's going to celebrate their wedding anniversary. And the man's concerned because he had a little bit of staying issues. So he went to his doctor and asked doctor, what can I do? What can I do? I really want to make this a special night for her. So his doctor told him, when you feel that moment of bliss and absolute, this is the why you married this woman, one of the reasons, yada, 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 find something to startle yourself. It'll stop, it'll stop the whole mind thing. It'll stop. You probably did. So the man thought, what a great idea. So on the way home, he stopped by the local sporting goods store and he bought him a starter pistol. Went out, fine dinner, champagne, wined and dined, all that happy stuff. Went to a dinner show, theater, whatever. Come home, kind of played around on the car on the way home. He's rubbing her leg. This is a special night for you, dear. This is all for you. I did everything for you. They get into that happy moment. And bam! Think of the end of the story? Now, here's your Paul Harvey moment. Next day, the doctor's doing his rounds. Got a call, stat. Repeat, so he had to go down to the emergency room. Here's his patient. I was, oh my God, what are you doing here? What happened? What happened? Doctor, nice. Why are you here in the emergency room? Well, let me tell you about that. You said to startle myself, it would stop things. So I bought, I did, we went out, we did dinner with everything. Everything's going fine, petting on the way home, all that. We got upstairs and got into that 6+9, and, things were going great. And I felt that moment around. So I pulled the starter pistol out from underneath the pillow and I shot it in the air. It scared the wife so bad that she shooted from her chute she shouldn't have shooted from all over my face. She bit 6 inches off here in the ER now. And the next door neighbor jumped out of the closet, stark ass naked with both hands in the air. End of story.
That doesn't get old every time. It's so good.
You're not right, Chris. You're not right.
You think that's bad?
You expect it to be?
All right. What's the difference between a blonde and a mosquito?
Oh no. What?
Make guesses?
No, I don't know.
One stops second after you smack it.
Oh.
Now, come on, Nikolai. Little class.
Hey, you got with the jokes.
I was talking about in chat when Chris sent the super chat and it came across the screen. I was actually just chilling here and I wasn't paying attention, and I'm like, where the hell did that sound come from? Because I thought I hit the test widget button by accident. It took me a minute to realize that somebody had actually sent a super chat because I haven't heard that noise since I started it. Since I put it up in the stream, I haven't heard it. So I was like, oh my God, what the hell was that? I know, like if you watch I watched this, the one for one of the live streams for Call of the Wild, video game that I play on the Xbox. And yeah, like the whole time he's streaming, it pops up, every once in a while with the, he has a little corgi. So every time he gets a new streamer while he's, a new subscriber while he's streaming, the little corgi pops up on the screen and displays your message or whatever. So yeah, but and of course I don't get that many subscribers during the live. So I have stuff up for it, but I wasn't expecting it to be used all the time. So it literally startled me. Chris even mentioned that he saw me jump in the live because I wasn't expecting it, because it's right in my ear. So all the sounds that play on the computer play straight in my ear. So it literally was pretty loud because Streamlabs is the loudest thing that's going on the computer right now versus everything else. Welcome back.
I see the censorship police are in high gear tonight.
Oh, they got you again? Well, why didn't they kick Nikolai, man?
Why is that?
I don't know, but you need to move your camera so that way it's at least somewhere in front of where you're looking at. I'm making it move.
If I could figure somewhere out to put it. How about this?
Just stared at the back of your ear the whole stream.
Try to think.
It's almost as bad as when Jonathan was in here all the time with his when he would leave his camera off and it was just the mask
with the roof,
or the beat up ceiling. Where is he anyway?
Who knows?
Let's see if I can find him.
I haven't seen anything from him.
What?
He had the lunar surface going on his ceiling.
He had something going on his ceiling.
Let's see, Jonathan. He hasn't even responded to
what?
Pizza.
What about pizza?
Hmm?
Yeah, now we all got pizza. Oh my god, tacos! I want tacos.
I have. I don't help.
Hey, I can't help with the tacos, but I got a barbecue burrito in the
What about a salad bar? No, nobody wants a salad bar.
I can't complain. I just wonder I'm not in bed wanting to sleep already because Miss Formula cooked an absolutely out of this world steak dinner in her, whatever the hell that thing is she used in like 25, 30 minutes. They were huge.
Oh, there you go. There you're back. Where were you? You were off getting pizza, weren't you?
Barge into my room and started asking me questions and like, I'm gonna try something. I'm like, no, the fuck, you're not.
You need to put a sign on your door next time that says live. You need a live light on your door.
Sign on my door that he hung up there says beware.
Beware live. I saw a spoop.
Oh, Sean doesn't cook things like steak? What the hell?
What? I don't cook steak because you don't buy steak.
Oh!
Ooh.
I can't cook steak if you don't buy steak. Not to mention, really haven't been cooking. We've been going out more than anything. Why am I trying to pick up empty bottles? I have a glass.
We're going to put that next comment out there in the field with that 10-foot pole. Like, let's not touch this any further because you could really go bad with that.
Oh my God, Jess, that really does not sound right.
Mm.
Oh my God. If I appear a little redder on camera, it's just the lighting.
Or the beer.
Or the beer. We'll blame it on the beer.
Yeah, okay.
We'll blame it on the beer.
Blame it on one or the other.
I'm Irish and I was out in the sun too much today. It just finally hit me. Come on, that one was a good one. Wait, hold on. See you later, Grim.
No chill tonight.
Okay. I am used. She bought this.
We'll just say when we see her come up behind him with her broomstick in hand, we know that they both are going to go visit the beef capital of the world, at least in that corner of Pennsylvania.
The beef capital of that corner of Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Oh, what the?
But no, she bought this this Instapot, which because I had perfectly fine crock pot. I love my slow cooker, and she buys this Instapot and she expects me to just start using it. The problem is it's got all of these fucking buttons and doodads. I'm used to medium, high, and low, and I know how long like just from using a crock pot long enough, I know how long certain things take to cook. She sticks this in front of me and wants me to start cooking with it like I've been cooking with it my whole life. I have no clue how long, something takes to cook in it. Because like I'm used to like ribs taking like 4 to 8 hours, or actually probably like 6 to 8 hours in the crock pot. And if I were to put anything for 6 to 8 hours in this Instapot, there'd be nothing left of it. It'd be primordial ooze.
Yeah, they cook in like an hour or less for most anything.
Yeah, I know. It's like, how am I supposed to know how long to freaking cook this with? And it cooks differently than a slow cooker. It cooks weird. And I'm just supposed to know how to use it. It's like, I'd rather just use my crock pot. I'm not saying that the Instapot hasn't come in handy for things.
You have to do the same thing I did, Sean.
I didn't break the crock pot.
Whenever that thing comes out on the counter and the cooking is mentioned, you just find the 80s tape somewhere. I remember the name of the song. If that one has lyrics in it, got me under pressure.
But
because that's all that thing cooks with is high pressure, like a pressure cooker.
Yeah, but the thing is she says you can use it like a crock pot. But yeah, you can use it like a crock pot, but I'm sorry, it does not cook the same as a crock pot. You can use it like a crock pot, it's not the same. It's close, but it's not the same. I literally tried to. Of course you do. You are a crock pot. You are. No. I'm sorry. No, you're an Instapot. We won't go there.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so like, I cooked. What is the boneless ribs? The pork ones. Come on, brain. Spare ribs. So I was cooking spare ribs.
Country style ribs. Yeah, country.
Yeah, I was just country style ribs. So I used the Instapot to cook the main part of it. So I do the whole apple juice and brown sugar and all of that, and I cook them down. But when it comes to doing the barbecue sauce, you can't use the Instapot for the barbecue sauce part. Do you realize I tried to fucking for like an hour trying to get this thing to fucking go from to do the crock pot style so that way I could slow cook the barbecue sauce in it, and it kept coming up with an error that I was burning it.
Wow.
Like, really?
It doesn't simmer.
No. But yet my crock pot would have done that just freaking fine. No issues, no worries. The only thing it would have done is have taken freaking 6 to 8 hours to cook the ribs instead of an hour in something. I was annoyed. No, I lied.
What?
I used
the night because he had a stroke on himself. What?
Nikolai, that's so dirty.
Oh my god.
I didn't even notice he left because I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry, Nikolai.
He's into this whole crockpot versus Instapot saga.
I know, right? It's riveting news. I mean, absolutely riveting.
Yeah.
I'm not even looking at you guys. You guys are way up there, and I'm looking down here. Yeah, like I need my camera needs to be like here, and it's up here. Let's see how to get you guys to go lower.
Hell, I should have had him go to that track up there and get the rules for the late model division if they run one when he was there. Then he could go trackside and actually record a car from the pits.
He says he's going to. He says he's going to be getting a camera on one of the cars next week.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
He'll have to get the rules for the track and see if my car will qualify. Then he can say he'd actually have a personal interest in it.
You're not running that Oldsmobile engine I gave you, are you?
No, the Pontiac. I got that Pontiac Grand Prix Super Late Model, same as those cars he recorded.
That's right. You sent it in the live stream, yeah.
Mm.
I just break everything, apparently. Yeah, look at my YouTube channel.
Oof.
I got the dig before somebody else did. I don't want to hear it. Though I make good artwork. Maybe. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
His crock pot, her Instant Pot, his truck.
Your Instapot is just fine. I don't want to freaking hear it. I won't cook at all anymore.
This is going to transition into a what has not Sean broke this week?
I haven't broke the bank account yet. That's soon to be coming, though.
Yet.
You know that would be freaking awesome. I mean, everybody does the grandstand things of the races. I would love to see. I would leave to see.
Thank you, Nikolai.
Like some backstage pit action. Of the races. Like the stuff that happens. In between races and like that kind of stuff. That'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah, but some places won't let you do that.
Yeah.
It's a constant. It's a constant fight. Everybody. It's not just you show up at the track, you go out, you ride around in circles, because and it doesn't matter whether you run a dirt or asphalt. You go out, you run hat laps, you come in, you adjust on the car, you take the car back out, you test it again. There's been times we've went to the track and we've swapped the entire shock package and springs out of the car 4 times before we got it where it was even halfway competitive.
All right.
It's a lot of work, and the worst thing you can say, your buddies that are in racing understand. Anybody that doesn't, when you come out with the comments, what are you doing tonight? Yeah, I'm going to go home and nut the car.
Oh.
Exactly.
That's where you go back
That's
and you
the
check
direction.
all of the fasteners to make sure that they're all still tight,
Yep.
right? See,
Every
I know.
single nut and bolt on the car, and anywhere that has a safety pin or safety wire to hold the nut on the car, should it come loose, you got to go to the whole car every week.
Well, yeah, because the vibrations alone will work some of that stuff out, even if you have Loctite on them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, there ain't nothing worse than someone in front of you losing his nut and going through your tire. Because when you blow your rubber, bad things happen.
Oh my God, you're so punny.
And the fence hurts. It doesn't give. Like everyone says, well, yeah, okay. It's simple. We measure in 2 ways. Horsepower, how much horsepower you got? That's how hard you hit the wall. Well, how much torque your engine make? That's how far you take the wall with you after you go through it or hit it before you come to a complete stop.
Mm-hmm.
I miss racing.
You guys like my shirt tonight? It's actually a fellow YouTuber shirt.
Hey,
No.
wait a minute.
Did you catch that?
The bottom of that looks like it said responsibility.
No. It says, I'm an adult with a freaking curled up stick figure.
That's funny.
But it's actually a shirt that I bought Jess, and I don't know. I keep finding it in the laundry before she does, apparently.
Thank you, Nikolai. I'll have to look at them later.
But, well, it's because you never find it.
That car.
But
it's a 3-hour drive, basically, from that area where I was living at to take that car anywhere. Even if I go out west to Jennerstown.
There's so many of them around me. You got the asphalt track out in Lehighton. You have I think that's probably where he was at. I'm gonna guess. But there's quite a few of them around up here. Jess, how many small tracks are there up here? I can't tell if she's thinking or didn't hear me or ignoring me.
Then you got to check each track rules to make sure the car will even pass tech just to go in the gate.
You live here? Yell at my freaking girlfriend in the live stream in another room, who's also actually watching the live stream, at least last time I checked. I don't know where Evergreen is. The small asphalt will be the one that's up by not Leesport, the one up by Lehighton. Mahoney's, no, it's not Mahoney City. I forget what that one is.
It's an expensive hobby.
Yes, it is. Geez, I don't even race my cars, and it's an expensive hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Oh, it's in.
I wanted to drive to work is an expensive hobby.
Is it sad that I don't even know where Drums, Pennsylvania is?
Kind of.
I'm not from up here. What? Freaking peanut gallery in the other room. Okay, so Drums is up by Hazleton. And then the Lehighton one, I guess, is the Mahoning Valley Speedway. Oh, see, there you go. So there's quite a few. There's quite a few of them within like 20, 30 minutes of here.
I think there's like one within 2 hours of me.
Yeah, and if I really want to go further, we got Grandview Speedway. There is Big Diamond, which I think is up in off of 501. I don't know. There's a bunch of them around here. I think. So, Chris, where were you at that there wasn't a whole bunch around you? Because if I remember correctly, there's a shit ton around here.
Chambersburg.
Where's that at?
That's straight down Edon, like 16 miles north of the Maryland line.
Oh, so you were way down south. So the closest one you had.
Most everything to us was, most everything around us down there is dirt tracks.
Well, yeah, most of the ones that I know of are dirt tracks, which I actually like dirt tracks better than asphalt.
Which isn't, which ain't a big deal because I have a dirt I have a dirt late model.
Yeah, I like the dirt. It's just, I like the dirt tracks better because I like when they freaking hang them out in the corner. Can't do that on asphalt.
That's it. Yeah, everybody brags. We used to have arguments with the straight line crowds. Oh yeah, we're gonna run. We're gonna run 100 mile an hour. We're going a straight line. This could take me 12 seconds, and I'm gonna be at the end of the track. Okay, and then you're done, right? Well, what do you mean? Well, then you're done.
Yeah,
what's your point?
Then you gotta wait freaking 30, 40 minutes for you to be able to get back up through the line to be able to do it again.
We go out. We run, anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes on a race, depending on the length of the race, and we throw it into a corner at 100 mile an hour sideways, and then bring it out the other end.
All right.
And go down a straightaway, and then do it again. And
Big
our
E,
ride lasts 3 times as long as yours.
Do you still have those chats where I showed you guys the pictures of Jess's brother's car?
Probably not.
He got a new one though. I think his new one's red and black.
What was he running?
He was running he was actually running a Cavalier. 2.2 Ecotech Cavalier on asphalt. Okay. He actually won the race before he got taken out. So the race before that he won, and then in the very next freaking race, I think it was a 14-year-old girl took him out. She came. She was down on the bottom, and there's somebody that was trying to peek underneath of her. And she tried to, I guess, move up out of the way just as he was coming around the outside of her. And he ran up over her front tire, and it launched him straight into the outside wall.
Yeah, his car just like straight up bunny hopped.
It wiped it out. It pushed the whole front end over. There wasn't a straight piece of the front of that car left.
No.
He pulled the motor out of it, threw the motor in the new car, and I think that was about the only thing that he saved out of that car besides maybe the CPU. But I mean, he had upgraded wheel hubs, all kinds of stuff in that car. It wasn't
wheel hubs.
Yeah, it wasn't stock. The wheel hubs were off of like an SUV or something.
Races. Yeah, they're not forgiving. I mean, the easiest way to describe mine, if anybody remember the early 2000s NASCAR, basically when Tony Stewart was running the Home Depot car at Gibbs Racing with that Pontiac Grand Prix body style. That's what I have.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That 2001 Pontiac Grand Prix body. Yeah, it's a different style chassis because it's a lower tier.
To answer Nikolai's question, I'm pretty sure it is a hobby stock. I can send, because I can't screen share, somebody else has to, and the only one that can actually screen share is Big E. Let's see if I can send.
Yeah, he'd be running like a hobby stock bomber or a Thunder car division, depending on what the track calls it.
Yeah, I can send it to Big E and we can screen share it that way because
they're good and they're fun, but after you run the big stuff, they seem so slow.
I don't know. His was going pretty quick. Let's see. I think I have the. Oh shit.
Boop.
If I share this to you, you got to make sure that the names aren't on the screen. So if you just click on the picture.
All right.
I can't share
Miss
this.
Formula is waiting for me to drag one of them out of the garage and put it back together because she's ready to strap it on.
All right, Big E. Where are you at? There you are. There's the aftermath of the car. And I think this is the accident itself. Yeah, this is the accident itself. You got him?
Yeah.
Let me know when you can screen share.
Oh, gee whiz, Facebook. That's great. I have this. How big is this monitor? I can't measure it because my tape measure's there.
What's up?
I have a nearest makes no difference 18-inch monitor, and I click the message and it opens up a little thing on the bottom of the screen, and I get to watch this 1-inch wide by 2-inch tall preview of the goddamn video.
Oh, you can't pull it out to the big screen.
Not without having to click through 50,000 things.
Oh, yeah.
All right, maybe it's just one.
Welcome, Facebook.
Yeah. Oh crap. All right. Share screen, share audio this time.
Oh, there you go. That would help.
Be careful sharing screen audio. Other participants will heal themselves.
Yeah.
All right, ready.
All right, ready?
Let me turn down the sound a little bit because it's probably going to be deafening. All right, ready?
So yeah, this is the accident. So watch that green and black car right in the...
Right behind that dude who wants to sit down. Thank you.
Down in front.
As for we yell, down in front!
Oh my god, Facebook.
Bam! Of course.
Can like the ads like not jump down my throat? Holy crap.
I know, right?
Good lord. Oh wait. No crap. Come on.
Way to go, Subi.
It has to have everything in one window just with different tabs.
All right.
Because I keep getting asked to go on Facebook to share something.
You have a spook being indecent behind you.
Oh my god. My fingers are like an inch away from her nose too.
She just like froze, and if she had arms to put up, she'd put them up.
Freeze!
But yes, I'm pretty sure that's hobby stock.
The way she's just sitting there. Oh crap! I still got some salt in this.
Is it a salt shooter?
Yeah, it is literally a bug assault.
Oh my god! You actually got one?
Dude, I've had this thing for almost a year now.
Does it work? Have you actually shot a fly with it?
Yeah. This thing's killed some pretty gnarly stuff. Hell, not too long ago, I was trying to use it to kill a bee that was flying up by the light, but there's not a lot of salt in it, and you need like, you can't use like a coarse salt or anything like that. It's kind of got to be intermediate or fine.
Right. So you can't use like the big salt.
No.
It's not a high caliber freaking salt rifle.
Yeah. That'd be like buckshot.
No. Biggie, it's not a high caliber assault rifle.
Ha ha ha! Look at you making the puns now, mister.
Right, Nikolai.
What about Nikolai? It's a four-cinder.
Four-cinder?
Four-cinder. That's what my coal stove puts out. Four cinders.
Four cinders.
Good night, Nikolai. What time is it? I don't even know what fucking time it is.
Good freaking grief.
What? Oh,
Our alarm system just went off at the house with like a million video updates.
what the hell triggered it, man? Is Mrs. Formula walking around naked again?
No, I'm looking at her. She's still got her clothes on, so we got nothing to worry about there.
Oh, darn it. I'd have to join in on... If you have any questions on the... Oh, okay. That's not a message to me. Oh.
Hey, Sean, you know what we haven't done yet?
What haven't we done? Oh, we have not done what's wrong with the truck.
Well,
only 2 hours into the drive.
last time we did this, I'm pretty sure the truck hasn't moved much. It's gone from here to the dealership, then back.
Isn't this where that disclaimer comes up? We now interrupt this programming for you to refill your beverage container.
Yeah, for real.
I need to start making. I need to start editing. That's why I downloaded that Bender. I got Bender and I got
Blender,
GIMP.
not Bender.
Blender, Bender, whatever the hell it is. And I got GIMP. I got a few other ones, so that way I can start doing, like transition scenes and different things. So that way I can customize. Because I was not happy with any of the stock stuff that you can find. It just doesn't. Most of it's for gaming, which doesn't fit what I'm working for. But yeah, okay.
You can actually. A lot of people actually use Blender to make the models for vehicles for BeamNG Drive.
Oh, there you go. Well, it is a 3D engine.
Yeah, you just need a script so that every what the hell do they call them?
Pixel.
I don't. Well, not every pixel, but every vertex, I think, is what it is turned into a node as the game sees it.
Okay.
And then nodes have to connect, and the nodes nodes are connected by beams, hence the BeamNG Drive.
All right.
Anyway, what's wrong with the truck? Truck was leaking gas last week, as you guys know. I now know what is making it spill gas, and it turns out it's the plastic fuel pump that GM likes to use.
No, the one in the Ram is plastic too.
What?
The one in the Ram is plastic as well.
Yeah, but it's probably lasted longer than this one has. This one made it
11 years. Sitting in a field.
No,
because I've replaced mine.
Oh.
I replaced mine with Chevy not long after I got the truck. It quit on me at work. I had to have it dragged all the way home.
Oh, jeez. Oh, anyway, the dealer wanted to charge for me for that job with insider pricing because one of my dad's friends works up there. $900. See,
this is why I work on my own shit. But I wouldn't have went that job either because you can't just pop your bed off because your truck has to be, fucktarded and the bed is part of the body. And
yeah, it's pretty much a labor-intensive replacement. Unibody on a frame.
It's really weird. Basically a Suburban with a bed.
It's exactly what it is.
I'll take that down here.
They just cut the back off a Suburban, put a bed on there, and slapped it on the market.
Yep. I mean, I like them. They're nice looking trucks. I'm not saying that I necessarily like all the issues they have.
Yeah, I mean, if I had ramps and if I knew I had every tool I needed, I could do it myself. But I don't have ramps. No, my luck, I get like 90% of the way done and be like, crap, I need this one tool.
What do you need ramps for?
So I can get some clearance, so I can drop the fuel tank out of the thing.
That's what they make Jack and Jack stands
ramps.
For. So they make
ramps wouldn't be tall enough.
I have a dirt driveway. It's not even level.
I wouldn't suggest ramps on a dirt driveway, but okay.
Well, that's why I wouldn't do it on my driveway, but it wouldn't have to be. Well, it'd have to be kind of close because I wouldn't be driving it somewhere just so I can, play with a fuel-covered gas tank. I mean, actually, it's pretty low now.
Yeah.
Because all gas spilled out of it. the last time I drove it, I picked up from the dealership, drove it to work, then drove it home. And when I got it here, well, yeah, home here, whatever. When I got it here, I looked and it actually wasn't spilling any more fuel. But tomorrow or the day, well, ideally tomorrow, I'll be dropping it off at the garage I used to work under the table at, and the guy up there said he'd do it for just under $600, but just over $600. And my mom said she'd help me pay the bill.
So you're not getting a new truck?
Not yet.
Ugh. So we'll have a couple more episodes of what's wrong with the truck.
At least. And then I'm sure when I get a new vehicle, there's going to be stuff wrong with that too. Oh, new to me.
I still got to figure out if I'm going to actually make T-shirts for the different segments or not. Still working on this one that I'm doing here. If you want, Biggie, you can screen share the image because there's only like 4 of us in here now. So I think everybody in here might have seen it, except for maybe Mrs. Formula.
I ain't screen sharing nothing else. It's always, you can screen share this, you can screen share that, can you screen share that? And I think it's the last thing, so I had to sign out of Facebook, close the tab.
That's right, because you sign out all the time. Mine's always up. Oh. Oh, so what's up?
Look at that. Just was on a roll, and he was sharing such nice things, right?
I know, right? We can do the update on the hackers. You guys all heard the YouTube channels that got hacked a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
I do believe Pure Function, which had the gray Supra, he's back fully reinstated. Built, I think, is back as well. And last time I heard, I think Troy Sowers was working on getting back. I haven't heard anything from Max Check Vids or Black Widow.
Can you stop clawing my bed, cat?
Black Widow something. I forget what it was. Black Widow WS6 or something.
Don't eat that. Let it go.
Pilot's still lurking.
Lucy.
Yeah, it would make you think that YouTube wouldn't have backups of all this information that they
they had the damnedest fucking time just getting hold of YouTube to let them know that there was a fucking problem. And that's why everybody was making those videos. Surprising. That's why everybody was making these videos to get YouTube's attention. It ended up being, Life of Apollos. Is that how I said that?
What?
Life Apollos? The supercar news channel on YouTube. I think it's Life Apollos. He was bringing attention to it. There was a bunch of other channels that are bigger channels. The problem is when you think about big YouTube channels, a big automotive YouTube channel, you're lucky to have over 100,000 subscribers. That's big for an automotive YouTube channel.
Come on.
But when you look at what is big for a YouTube channel itself, you're looking at several million viewers. Mm-hmm. So 100,000 subscribers is nothing in YouTube's eyes. We're piss ants when it comes to, when it comes to YouTube.
Adorable little creature.
So getting YouTube's attention, even if you're one of the biggest automotive YouTube channels, is really hard because you're not really that big when it comes to YouTube itself. But
no, you're just a spoke in the wheel.
Right. So it ended up being Stradman, who has a freaking shit ton. Let me see if I can find him real quick, and I can tell you how many subscribers he has. No, I don't want that. This one. Let's see. The Stradman. Stradman has 2,100,000 subscribers. 100,000 subscribers. Probably more than that because of this freaking stupid app that where you can't see anything after the first 3 digits. But so he has over 2 million subscribers. It took him, and even he had trouble getting a hold of YouTube. At 2 million subscribers, he had trouble. Going through several back doors of bigger channels than him. So basically, he took his channel and his influence he had to contact somebody bigger than him, who contacted somebody bigger than him. You know what I mean? To get into the point to where YouTube realized there was a problem to get something done. And they got Pure Function built, and I think Choice Hours should be back up again. Which isn't even all of them, because there was a total of, I think, 5 channels that took the hit.
Yeah.
And all because they clicked a link. Now, I suggest you never, ever do this. If something ever asks you to re-input your password after clicking on a link, don't ever do it. Always go back onto another computer or another software and re-log in that way. Don't ever do it from the computer that you clicked on the link. Because most likely there's some kind of keystroke program or something that's going to capture your password and log in. And which is exactly what happened. When they went to go sign in, immediately the hacker had their information and was able to lock them out of their account and delete everything. They literally just deleted their channel. They deleted their Google account is what they did, which deleted everything. And guys, the problem with lurking there, Pilot, is it doesn't.
Darn Ruskies.
Huh?
I said the darn Ruskies.
Oh. The problem with lurking, though, is when you guys aren't active in the chat, even if you guys are just talking to yourselves, it makes me feel like there's not anybody watching anymore. And then I may end up ending the live earlier than what you guys want, because I just feel like there's not enough engagement, and that there's, I'm just talking to myself. I'm actually, yes, we sit here and chit chat amongst ourselves, but in the end, I'm actually here to entertain you guys. So if you guys aren't sitting here being entertained anymore, well then either we need to come up with a different topic and a different subject, or I'm going to feel like, you guys aren't interested anymore, and I'll just close it down. Because like I said, I'm here for you guys in the end. Listen long. I want to listen long. But yeah, like I said, I'm here for you guys. So, yes, we will run off into a tangent. Sometimes I forget to look at the chat a little bit. But as long as the chat is moving and you guys are talking amongst yourself, I know you guys are still here and interacting. But anyway, so yeah, most of the channels got reinstated, and there was a couple other things that they had to help with securing your account. Number one, any account that you guys use, I don't think anybody in here is technically a big YouTuber except for maybe you guys, Chris and Mrs. Formula. Anything that you use to talk to companies, don't use the same account that you have for your login for your YouTube channel. Use a different email. So that way that email is not connected to your YouTube account. So if that email gets hacked, it's a burner email, it doesn't matter. That's what their mistake was, is they were using their email connected to their YouTube channel to talk to these companies. And again, the problem is what happens then is if it gets hacked, it's directly connected to their YouTube. I have a separate email account that's connected to my that's not connected to my YouTube. My email that I use for YouTube as far as talking to people is NOVAtazz@gmail.com, which does not have any direct connection to the email that I use for the YouTube channel itself. It's just the business email that I use for contacting people about my YouTube channel. But we be interacting. What's the chances of getting Mrs. Formula up on the tube? I already know the answer to this one, but that's still gonna ask. We need to have Mrs. Formula do a garage tour one of these times we're up here. You know that, Chris?
Yeah. Yeah, there's one pretty car out there.
Well, I thought there was a bunch of them out there. You know, a whole stable
there's
full.
A bunch of them all together. They're scattered. They're scattered between PA and Nebraska.
Oh, well, they all need to end up in more spots, in more than in one spot.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince her we need to build a big workshop
for
our house.
Yeah, one of those the little metal pole barns that I see people popping up all over the place.
Like a NASCAR garage.
There you go.
You know, then we could have her sewing business and stuff in the front. We can have the cars in the back.
But see, you know, there's one difference between the NASCAR garage and yours. Yours might actually be successful anymore, because we know damn well NASCAR ain't.
Yeah.
NASCAR's circling the freaking drain. It's only a matter of time before they are surviving beyond their means at the moment. More going out than they got coming in. Their cars cost too much to freaking run.
Yeah,
they don't have
been
enough.
That way. I mean,
they've been that way since like freaking the late 2000s. So they've been circling the drain.
A bare bones NASCAR operations basically got a
what, $4 million a year?
$2 million a year budget.
Only $2 million. I was gonna say $4 million. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking bare bones. You know, like one or two cars, and a top tier team, you're probably $5 to $10 million.
Yeah, but the problem is they can't get freaking sponsors to freaking sponsor the freaking cars anymore. Because they're not getting the views, and they're not getting the views because the racing sucks.
Well, when they divide every race up into 4 individual races, yeah.
Racing has sucked since what, 2004, when they went to that freaking stupid chase bullshit.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Miss Formula's making excuses.
Pretty much in our community, it's NASCAR died in 2001.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it was necessarily then, but it was pretty damn close to there.
Well, that's where the demise started.
Yeah, they tried changing too much shit, and then they put too much technology into the cars. Which, yes, everybody needs the freaking technology and new stuff, but when the technology gets to the point to where the cars cost more than teams can afford, you know, then you're circling the drain. You're not going to get enough smaller people to come join in and be able to be competitive. And then they went and took all of the freaking personality out of NASCAR, because then they needed the sponsors so badly that it was more about finding drivers that made sponsors happy than finding drivers that were actually good on the track.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You know, and you were more worried about making sure you didn't say something bad in the freaking front of the camera that would piss your sponsors off. And it got to the point to where the drivers became boring. You know, why should I have any attachment or emotion to this particular driver? He's just like the other 43 drivers on the track.
Yeah, it's like hand him his padded toilet seat and a box of tissues and whenever him at the end of the race.
Exactly.
Go driving circles.
There's no personality. There's no attachment. There's no reason for me to like this driver versus the next one, because they all suck. None of them can fucking drive. And well, I mean, they can drive good enough to be behind the wheel, but they're not exceptional. You know, they're not able to hold their car to make a pass in the grass because, you know, they got kicked down there, ended up back on the track, and still didn't fucking spin the fuck out. These guys, somebody spooks their car, they spin out.
Mm-hmm.
You got the freaking random freaking cautions that just happen to bring the field back together at opportune times, but no, it wasn't a purpose caution or nothing. You know, so it's just, I don't know. I haven't enjoyed NASCAR in a long time. Money buys horsepower, but when there's no reason for sponsorships to freaking put money into the sport because the stands are not there, and they're trying to cater to a Gen Y fan that's no longer there because, you know, the fad is gone. You know, they lost their real, true, hardcore fans trying to appease the fans that were fly-by-night. And now what do you got? You lost everybody. Because the fly-by-nighters did what they're supposed to do, and they were here and gone, and you alienated the fans that were going to stay long after everything else was done, and they left too. See, the thing is, it wasn't Dale Sr. dying that killed the sport. The sport died when NASCAR tried to appease the spotlight fans, the fans that are there because it was cool to be there, not because they actually enjoyed the sport. And they tried to appease those fans because the sponsors were freaking enjoying that viewership. And then, obviously the sponsors were dumping money into the sport. And then when the fans left, the sponsors left, and the sport is now trying to still maintain that lifestyle and that amount of spending when they don't have that cash flow anymore. And then it took another hit when, like I said, when they drove the real fans away by changing the sport too much. Too fast.
Mm-hmm. And then you got Brian France and all his cracked up ideas like the cop car. Oh, the car tomorrow, this is going to revolutionize,
It lasted, what, 2 years?
He wasn't smart enough to figure out that when the car turned around backwards, it was an airplane ring. But, well, I don't know why. I don't understand why they're flipping. We have safety vents in the roof and the hood. Yeah, well, yeah.
They won't freaking counteract that big ass fucking wing. Apparently, when you turn Chris around backwards, he can't freaking talk.
Yeah, I guess. Something.
That too.
He's talking at his asshole now. Spitting and sputtering. But yeah, I mean, you got the, like I said, there was several things that led to NASCAR's demise, and now that they can't even fill a race stadium, and they can't keep sponsors on the freaking car, it's only a matter of time before they just don't have the money to keep going. And it's pretty sad because I grew up around NASCAR, and I have not watched NASCAR since I tried watching a couple races after Jeff Gordon retired, and I had no investment. I had no emotional investment in watching it. So it sucked. And they went to all the big channels that you had to pay, the big subscriptions on TV to be able to see. And I had no desire to do that either. I wasn't gonna be subscribed to like 3 different packages just to be able to watch all the races.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I'm sorry. I can't watch it on the basic television. I can't watch it on the internet. And I'm not paying a $200-300 cable bill a month just to be able to watch NASCAR races. So I stopped watching. I haven't watched the race.
That'll buy a whole lot of local track racing, and it'll be a hell of a lot better to watch.
Well, yeah. But the problem is local track racing isn't online anywhere, so I either have to go to watch it or, if somebody puts it on YouTube. Because, again, trying to watch anything anymore is so ridiculous. With everybody having their own streaming services, it's too freaking hard to keep track of everything.
Yeah, too expensive.
Yep, the copyright bullshit. Yep, they're literally killing. Copyright is literally killing the entertainment business. It's strangling it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even post a video with rock music in the background on Facebook now. I got my kid doing something cool in my freaking living room, and I can't even post it because oh my god, there's a Disney movie playing on the TV that he's watching, and because he does something cute, I can't post it to Facebook now. It's fucking retarded. Yeah. It's a private, personal video. It's not monetized. Get over yourselves. Honestly, thank you Metallica for that one.
Mm.
I love Metallica, but this is out of hand.
Metallica.
Oh my god. Be fucking thrown back into the fucking Stone Age.
Apparently they got their own whiskey out now, by the way.
Metallica whiskey?
Yeah. One of my friends has a bottle. I ever get my truck fixed to hang out with them again, I could tell you how it is.
It's Saint Anger?
What?
Nothing. Metallica pun.
No.
Would that be Whiskey in a Jarro?
I believe so.
Oh my god. Did they really? That isn't even their song. I mean, yes, they made it. They covered that song, but they didn't even fucking cover it to begin with. They covered it from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey in a Jarro, I do believe, is actually an Irish song that they just made a rock cover of it. It's not even a rock song. It's just an Irish drinking song, which I can't play because I'll get copyrighted.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, see, like Miss Formula sitting here, what is it, mirroring what Chris said about being 3 hours from one track, 2 hours from another, never been either. I have, oh, you mean the stock car tracks. I've always wanted to go to Pocono, but what's the point now? I used to love going to Dover. My mom literally pulled me out of school when I was a wee little kid when they paved Dover in concrete.
Oh.
Their first practice session after paving Dover in concrete, my mom pulled me out of school and for an educational field trip down to Dover Downs to watch the first practice on the concrete track.
Nice.
I've gone to several, as an adult, I've paid for several times to go down to Dover Downs. I absolutely love that track. But, you know, again, it's like I've lost complete, I give no fucks about NASCAR at this point. I have not seen anything on, and you know what, Kansas City track is fucking shit. That's the other thing they did to kill fucking NASCAR, the cookie cutter tracks. Where all the fucking tracks are almost identical. That's again, you washed out the formula to the point to where it was no longer interesting. What made Wilkesboro and Bristol and Dover and Pocono and Daytona? What made all those tracks freaking awesome? They were all different.
And Rockingham.
Rockingham.
They
were all different. They had their quirks. They had their, you know, you couldn't take a setup from one track and take it to another track and make it work. It just didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the tracks were different. The setups were different. It made the racing different. You know, Kansas City, Texas, Las Vegas, they're all almost identical. Michigan. You can run the setups from one and run it on another track.
Loudon.
I don't think Loudon was one of the cookie cutters, was it?
I don't think so.
Not really, but it's similar. I mean, it's close enough that they can do shit.
But I mean, they literally took the freaking plans for one track and just put it in a different freaking city and made the same freaking venue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kentucky, Newton, Iowa.
Yeah, why? They're all the same. There's nothing interesting about them. There's nothing there that makes me want to say, I want to go to that track.
They don't run Nashville anymore. You know, at the fairgrounds. The Gateway, right there outside St. Louis.
I think
I think they run trucks there, and that's it.
Indianapolis Speedway, they can't even freaking sell that track out. Like one of the fucking biggest tracks, one of the, you know, whatever, they can't even sell it anymore. I do believe sales for that track have been declining. That sales for that race
would be the oldest track in the country left. Now, I know during World War I it was closed.
Right, but it's not the oldest in NASCAR, though.
Yeah, say what is the oldest? What would be the oldest track that they still operate?
Well, if you're going to go back, you got Daytona, Charlotte.
Yeah, but Indy was built before Daytona.
Right, but it wasn't used as a NASCAR track until 94?
Yeah, something like that. I was just going not specifically NASCAR. Just I think Indy is the oldest track that they still use on a yearly basis in the country for any kind of motorsports.
Yeah, and Vegas is another one of those cookie cutter tracks, though. Pilot said he won 4K at the first Vegas race. But yeah, like I said, they're all just, I don't know. I didn't even know they were at Dover today. See, this is how bad I am. I didn't even know they were at Dover today.
I'm just so far out of the loop.
I am. I as soon as when Gordon was the only thing holding me in. I was dissatisfied with NASCAR for several years before even Gordon left. Gordon was the only thing that I was mainly following Gordon, not NASCAR, and just wanted to know how he was doing. I had already stopped watching most of the races by the time he retired, and I tried watching a few after he retired, and I said, it was boring. There's no heart left in it. It was just all the excitement was gone. It's just, I don't know. I can't tell you why, but it is. It's not the same. You don't see somebody running away with the race anymore because, they figured something out. If somebody starts running away, there's a caution. They bunch everybody back up again, which is stupid. There's no risk. There's no excitement. There's no danger. It's all gone. It's a shadow of what it was.
And this year they've limited them to 550 horsepower engines.
Yeah, that's like half of what they used to be. They used to be like what, 900?
Yeah, they were pushing 900.
Like that.
They were pushing between 800 and 900 with a 358 cubic inch engine because they weren't allowed to build them any bigger.
Right.
Not like the 60s when they run actual big blocks.
440s and 427s and.
Mm-hmm.
I think what they need to do.
How awesome would it be if they could run the big blocks and somebody dropped one of them in like Cletus did with a Toast at 632 or whatever it is.
Oh my God.
Go, drop that bitch in the car and go run Talladega with it.
I think what they need to do is they need to have something like the ARCA series where they can use old NASCAR chassis, but just no engine restrictions whatsoever.
I don't know. I think we just need to. The thing is I don't know if they're going to be able to fix it. I think it is so fucked up and so circling the drain that it's not fixable.
It's a joke because they made this big deal that the cars are making too much power and they're running too fast. Okay, hey NASCAR, that's easy to fix since you mandate a gear rule at every damn track you go to. Change the gearing so they don't run so fast. I mean, it's a simple solution.
They've never done that. They've always stuck.
Where they don't run as fast.
They've always stuck things like restrictor plates on them and different things like that. I mean, really? I mean, that's where you started killing the racing. Because now you made it so you can't pass, and then you were trying to chase that.
Plate?
You made it so they can't pass.
Hello.
What? Hello.
Little stupid fan in the corner back here. Hey NASCAR. People. Race associations. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's called racing, correct?
Yep.
I thought the point of racing was to be the fastest guy and get out front to win the race. So what the hell are you putting a restrictor plate down for? That's that'd be like, that'd be kind of like, okay, hey, guess what? Congratulations, fan. We got that new revolutionized, gonna clean you up, wipe everything, do everything, portable Johnny Pot over there. But we're sorry. We're selling bigger burritos in the snack stand, but because of the pumping location, so far, we're going to limit the tank to 5 gallons, and you've got to basically do your deal through a paper towel tube instead of the big old-fashioned comfortable seat that you used to have. Welcome to our facility.
Well, I mean, that's like, let's go to the Olympics, okay? You got the 5,000 yard dash, you got the relay races and all that. But instead of you runners being able to just, breathe, we're going to sit here and make you have to run around the track while trying to breathe through a Slurpee straw.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see how well you do. We'll just put a mask on you and the only hole is the size of a Slurpee straw.
Jeez.
Or even more fun, have them put a rebreather, non-rebreather O2 mask on.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, well, then they went with that. Okay, so instead of fixing the problem with the fact that they had the restrictor plate and it killed the racing because nobody could pass each other, then we'll do something else to counteract that problem. So let's put a Band-Aid on top of a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And we'll just chase the Band-Aids until we end up with the COT car.
Our tire's too hard, so let's put a softer tire on the car so that it'll stick and hold the bottom of the corner, and then everybody will be able to pass underneath each other.
Well, then the problem is nobody can get up off the freaking bottom, and now we got a single file line all the way around the bottom with nobody that can pass anybody. And then to get to the point to where the tire is so freaking soft that it won't stay on the car, it lasts 20 laps, flies off, shreds apart, and then we can't even freaking race 10 laps without somebody needing to pit. Great racing. Couldn't just left shit the fuck alone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Brian France had some really whacked ideas, and the worst part is he never set seat in a car once a day in his life.
All because
so how the hell do you know what the car needs?
All because of Bill Elliott running an illegal car at a race and going over 212 miles an hour with a car that wasn't legal.
That car wasn't legal?
No, it wasn't.
How so?
There's a reason why he blew that car up before it freaking get to the tech inspection.
Why?
Because it wasn't legal. It wasn't a legal engine.
Oh.
That car was making way more horsepower than it should have to freaking run that race. He detonated that car on purpose. There's a reason why sometimes when you have a car that was winning races or whatever, why they purposely crashed into a wall or blow the engine up.
Yep, or the crew chief would tell them, "Congratulations, son, you won the race. Now burn it down."
Exactly. They would do burnouts or something or whatever because they were trying to destroy the car. Because they knew that it's not going to pass if it gets back to tech and spec. Which is fine with me. I'm all good for that because it made great racing.
Yeah.
You can't even freaking sneeze without freaking somebody knowing exactly what freaking mile per hour your sneezing was in today's racing.
Yeah, too many rules, regulations.
Too many rules, too many regulations, too much freaking... There was not enough wiggle room. The whole point of NASCAR, what made NASCAR fun, was the fact of how ingenious people were at breaking the rules.
Yeah. Look at who was the best at it.
I mean, when you have an extra freaking 12 feet of fucking fuel line in your car, just so that way you can pack more fuel in it than what the fuel cell can hold. When you have trap doors in the frame rails, that would hold sand to make the car weigh more to pass tech inspection, so that way you can let it out when you went out on the track and your car was lighter. Those are all freaking tricks that they used to freaking do. All kinds of stuff. Deck lids that didn't have enough support underneath of them, so that they would deform under racing conditions to increase downforce.
That's clever.
All kinds of weird shit. But you realize these cars now literally go through a laser. They don't use those big. They used to use big templates that used to sit down on top of the car, and it would take a feeler gauge.
Yeah.
Now they literally use a laser scan of the whole car.
Yeah, they just 3D scan the whole thing.
Right. Before you had a couple inches to play with here and there in between the templates. You don't even have like an inch and a half inch in between those laser grids to even play with.
No.
You give these people no room to find an edge, and you wonder why the competition is so close that it's boring. Pilot, what was on caused Jimmy Johnson to crash his ass? Yep. Yeah, that's because, again, let's just say it over the main channel radio. Wonder why you get busted.
Derp.
Pilot.
I mean, there was so much, apparently...
Pilot, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Damn.
Yeah. You finally caught that? That was like freaking 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta remember, I got this little microscopic print down here that takes forever to scroll through before I see it.
You using the stuff that's on the screen, or do you have your own separate chat window up?
No, it's all that's on the tablet, and then I have the regular stream here on the phone.
Okay.
But whenever it comes up on the tablet, I mean, it's, you know, I got the chat screens at the top, but then to see the print in the live chat, it's, you know, like a miniature window that pops up to be able to try to read it. It's about as big as the chat that you got in the live stream.
Yeah, I mean, like if I were to show you guys my setup here, which we're far enough in the stream that I don't worry about it right now, but you know, literally this is my view, and you see how small that is. And so I got my StreamYard over here, which is what I'm taking my screen off, which is then putting it over here on this little screen right here. This is the chat that I have going up for that, and this is all the different stuff for that. And then over here, I have the actual stream stuff. So like right now, it's saying that I have bad resolution, which I don't know why. But and then I got my little chat over here, but my camera normally sits here. So that's why I always look like I'm not looking at the camera, because I'm not. I'm looking at what's going on, so that way I can communicate with you guys and actually be interactive. Because like I said, all that stuff is over here, and the camera is over here. So like if I'm sitting here watching, watching the camera, my chat is all the way over here. It's actually in my peripheral vision. So it's hard to follow the chat and still keep eye contact with the camera. Mainly because I don't have anywhere to put a monitor over here by where the camera is. And if I put the camera over here where I'm looking, then everybody that's in this house, literally has to stop, because I'd be showing like half the house, and it's not fair to everyone else that lives here. So try to keep the camera angle contained to a corner.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know, because you guys used to have the camera that
Yeah, you had the dual.
Yeah, when I had the Google Hangouts.
Stream camera, and then you had your camera.
Yeah, the Google Hangouts camera used to face into the rest of the room, because anybody that was in there, it wasn't that big of a deal if they saw Jess or whatever, because whatever. But I didn't need the whole world knowing. Yeah, you guys could see it; nobody else could. But yeah, I mean, it's one thing for close friends to see what's going on in my house. It's another for everybody out there on YouTube to be able to see that.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yep. So, I think we might end it about here, say our goodbyes, because I don't know if I have anything else to chit-chat about. Announces my stream health is good now that I want to get off.
Yeah, I have one quick thing I want to share.
Go ahead. I'm not chasing myself off.
Decline in NASCAR and the whole 9 yards, and something I feel is also declining. Well, I know is declining is Formula One, at least in my opinion. I know you guys probably don't follow Formula One, but
I enjoy the racing. I just haven't followed it. No.
That's like people don't know, to make the car corner better. You take and drill a hole in your roll bar and pour lead in there to fill the tube up.
Well,
and then weld the hole back shut and then powder coat it to make the car corner better.
Yeah, that's way to the corner.
Well, recently in Formula, I say recently, it's kind of been a while now. They went from, what was it, like a 3-liter V8 that red lines at 18,000 RPM to little 1.6-liter V6s that can rev up to 15,000, but they limit them to 12 for longevity.
All right, and then they have those the friction race circuit, or whatever they use. They use the friction from the brakes to recharge the electric motors or something like that.
Yeah, energy recovery and the whole 9 yards, which I mean, way back in like 2013, when like the Formula One cars were still, I don't know, kind of like the stereotypical loud, aggressive, fast, whole 9 yard Formula One car. They had that to an extent, nowhere near to the extent of the newer cars. The newer cars, like, they capture energy from the turbocharger when they can.
Right.
And then the energy can also be used to spool the turbocharger up so it can get out of corners quicker. But way back when, in like 2013, it was just an electric motor pretty much, and when you push a button, it gives you another 80 horsepower. But the thing is, teams had to develop that. If they didn't develop that, their car didn't have it. But if they didn't have it, their car was also lighter at the same time.
All right.
And the same thing with DRS. And now Formula One is just progressing to such a point where it's all about who has the most money. And right now, that comes down to Ferrari, Mercedes-Benz, and Red Bull. They're pretty much the most dominant teams in Formula One right now. There was one season, I don't remember which season it was. I think it was like 2014, 15, 16 or something like that. Mercedes just dominated the field because their turbocharger was part of the engine.
Oh.
Yeah, like the turbo shaft literally ran straight through the V of the engine, and the turbine was on the back and the impeller was on the front. And this gave like some sort of an advantage where the turbo would spool up a lot quicker without needing the assist, really.
Oh,
and they won every single race, I'm pretty sure. No, I think there was one race they didn't win because both cars were tired with mechanical issues or something like that.
Well, the more complicated something
No
is,
lag
the more
and
like
less friction.
Yeah.
the more complicated you make something, the more inclined it is to break.
Yeah. I don't think it was related to the turbo though. I think it was something else. No, I miss way back in the day when
an Indy car sounded like a freaking a Lamborghini going down the damn freaking street.
To a race, and now it's just you're just sitting there. You're like you can have like front row seats, and it's just like barely more than a drone as the car passes by you at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, I like the old freaking screaming Formula One cars. I used to have a sound on my phone that was a car accelerating down the straightaway and then decelerating into the freaking corner. It was like a whole whatever.
Yeah, it was visceral. Just the sound of it, and now it's
how
just
fast they would freaking go up through the freaking RPMs, and then it was I don't know, a car guy. It's what I wanted to freaking hear, and you take all of that excitement out for progress, and you wonder why you start losing. Yeah, the quality of whatever might be better, but you've lost the heart out of it.
The cars are faster, they're more efficient, they can corner faster, lap times are plummeting. That's cool and all, but realistically, that you're only taking into account like the top 3, 4, 5 teams. Realistically,
right.
I mean, the cars are faster across the board naturally, but when only like 3 teams are competitive, then.
But then again, you also at that point though, then you end up in NASCAR territory where you start making rules and regulations to the point to where everybody's writing the same exact motherfucking times, and it's boring for a different reason.
Well, in Formula One, there's different strategies because they can have different tires. They can, at each race, there's 7 different compounds of dry weather tire now, and they only ever pick 3 depending on the track. Like the slower tracks, they'll get the 3 softest. A higher speed track will get the 3 hardest tires.
All right.
But I don't know, it just bothers me. And I think they also have to start the race on whatever tires they used for the last qualifying session. Yeah.
So if it was sunny and then it started raining.
No, it's not like that. If it's sunny during qualifying and it starts raining, they're allowed to use rain tires. But if it's not raining in qualifying and it's not raining at the start of the race, and say, there's a trade-off. You can use softer tires and start up front, but have to pit sooner. Or you can use, harder tires and start for a little bit farther back, but everyone's going to pit ahead of you first. There's a tire strategy to it, but
is there any racing avenue out right now as far as big time that they haven't fucked with it to the point to where it's nowhere near what it used to be? Is there still and this is me being stupid because I haven't been paying attention to racing in general period, but is there still an Australian V8 supercar?
Yeah.
Okay. They haven't really fucked with those, I don't think, really, have they?
Actually, they have fucked with them a little bit. There is no Ford Falcon now. It's a 4-door Mustang.
Well, that's fucking weird.
Like, actually a Mustang.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know, it looks weird as hell, too.
Is it actually still a production car? Do they actually have a 4-door Mustang in Australia?
I don't think they do yet. They might.
I thought there was one of the cool things about the V8 supercars is there were actually production cars of those out on the street like NASCAR used to be.
Yeah, they actually look like production cars.
Well, they actually are. They're actually the bodies are still actually a production body.
Yeah, I mean, if NASCAR did that, it'd be like the most taboo thing. You'd be like, that's not a NASCAR.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the cool things about the V8 supercars, and even some of the other supercar races, the ones where you have the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris and that's actually still an actual production car body that's been modified to be safer for that event. That's actually cool. I do enjoy watching some of the like the 24-hour races and stuff like that because those cars are still relatable.
They're bringing back a kind of clause, I guess, for 2022. I think there's not going to be any more prototype cars, or there might still be prototype cars, but I think I read somewhere that they're going to be phasing out the prototype class for. I don't know what it is. It's still going to be kind of the same thing.
I like the prototype class because
they're replacing the prototypes with a production-based class.
Well, the prototype one was cool because that's where you can
build cars that fit the criteria, and then they're going to modify those cars to go racing.
Well, the cool thing about having the prototype cars and all of that stuff is that's where you can explore the new technology and all of that fun stuff without it interfering with the production race cars and the stuff that's in those. So that way you still have that class that's truer to what you see on the street, but then you still have also the wild, cool, like crazy cars as well. You can have both without having to mellow out either one of them.
Yeah, they might still run both. Just
oh, this chair sucks.
Might just be a new class. I don't know. It's been a while since I read up on it, but I'm excited to see some new homologation specials.
Yeah,
because we haven't had those in racing since.
I also used to have fun watching like the Dakar rally stuff.
Oh yeah,
and the stuff with the big dirt trucks and stuff like that.
Yeah, the raid trucks, like the support vehicles for the small.
Well, not even just the support vehicles. I mean, not even just like the Dakar rally, but just like the sport trucks. The big suspension trucks and the rally cars and stuff like that. Because again, that's also they're still pretty much production vehicles that they start with. Now, there's nothing much production left of them by the time they roll out of the shop. But what's cool about them is, again, it's not necessarily so far out of reach like stock cars where they literally aren't using any panels anymore. Mm-hmm. The cars don't even look like they do. They just have stickers on them to make them seem like that's what they are.
Yeah, you're just looking at it and like it's kind of shaped like the production car.
Well, not even kind of shaped anymore. It's kind of got a sticker that looks like it's the grill off of the car.
Well, I mean,
it's got a headlight sticker that looks similar.
They're definitely not exactly the same, but they kind of give it like the same.
Last time I checked,
shape kind of like the same way. Like
last time I checked with
car like 300 feet away, and you're squinting and.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it. I kind of might want to go to a Monday and go buy one of those cars. Maybe, kind of, not really.
Yeah, because you can't. It's pointless. Like, oh yeah, someone sold one of those
Camaro.
Like, that's not a Camaro anymore.
It's a rear-wheel drive Camry.
Yeah, for real.
I'm sorry, that was a joke when Toyota came in and it was a freaking rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive car. Wow. Yeah.
With a like 800 horsepower naturally aspirated.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you're gonna freaking do that, okay, if you're gonna bring something like a Toyota Camry to NASCAR, which would have been all well and fine, make it front-wheel drive. Make it what it is. If you're gonna bring a front-wheel drive car to NASCAR, make it front-wheel drive. It would have made things more interesting.
It would make things more interesting, and then there'd be like trade-offs, be like, well, he's front-wheel drive, so la-la-da-da, and everyone else is rear-wheel drive, so, XYZ.
Well, no, don't even. You run what you brung. You're going to bring a front-wheel drive car. It needs to make sure that it fits within the rules, and you need to be as competitive as you can be within those rules.
Well, I mean, way back when Chevy...
did that back in the day at Indy.
When the Chevy car was the Luminas were front-wheel drive, weren't they?
Yeah. No, I think that I was wrong. I was against that as well. If you're going to say this is a production car, well, then it's going to have the production engine configuration as well.
The Monte Carlos.
Yep, same thing. Let's take a front-wheel drive car, make it rear-wheel drive for, you know, the
current Impala.
Oh, I agree. Anything from the 90s. There was really no rear-wheel drive 90s car except for maybe like a Crown Vic or something.
What was Dodge using in the 90s?
The Intrepid.
Yeah, I thought so.
Or the Stealth. I think not the Stealth, the
it was the Intrepid or
Stratus.
Stratus, was it the Stratus? Hang on.
It was the Stratus. It's a Dodge Stratus and the Intrepid.
That's not what I wanted, but whatever.
And then they got out of the game completely.
It was the what was this? Oh, the Avenger. I remember that loosely.
Oh yeah, the little tiny front-wheel drive thing.
Yeah, that looks like an Intrepid.
Well, we're still keeping some viewers in here. We have 6 viewers, and not much going on in the chat.
Charger.
I can't tell if they're
like, nope. And then Toyota's like, hey, we'll take their place.
Yeah, I can't tell if they're actually enjoying the conversation or Pilot was joining a little bit. Yep, see, there you go. There we go. Thank you, Pilot, for still being here. Yep, Dodge has been gone. Dodge was gone for a little bit back in the day too. They pulled out, and I think Chevy pulled out for a little bit too at one point.
What the hell is this?
Not recently, but way back when.
What? NASCAR approves 2013 cars for Sprint Cup Series competition. That actually kind of, sort of, almost looks like a Challenger if you squint really hard. Or not Challenger, Charger.
What was Chevy's biggest? I would say their best decision when it came to racing. What was their best decision? Corporate decision when it came to NASCAR.
I don't know.
Let's see if anybody can you guess what the NASCAR's best decision was when it well, not NASCAR, GM's best decision when it came to NASCAR and their racing
words, stuff, things, just
yeah. What was GM's best decision when it came to their racing program and NASCAR?
Something. No idea.
Let me tell you this way. It spanned almost 25 years.
Using the Monte Carlo or
close. It's what they put in the Monte Carlo.
Bushrod V8.
Well, no.
For a long time, the Monte Carlo didn't even have a V8.
No. It has nothing to do with the engine or the chassis or the brand of car.
I mean, it has something to do because you said GM.
It was something that they fucked up doing with Carroll Shelby. Something that you know.
The Corvette.
Nope. It's not.
I don't know. Can you just fucking tell us? We're gonna be sitting here for another half hour.
Convincing Dale Earnhardt to run Chevys.
Oh. Yeah.
Because the thing is they fucked up with Carroll Shelby because Carroll Shelby was interested in working with Chevrolet for his endeavors.
What the hell?
And GM was like, no, we want no parts of that, so they went to Ford, and obviously,
Ford's like, yeah, we'll hook you up.
Yeah, and they freaking went places. Well, the thing is Dale Earnhardt was running Fords. GM went and convinced him to run Chevys, and the rest is history.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was one of their best marketing decisions ever. That was one of their best marketing decisions ever. Because, I mean, you cannot go through a NASCAR event without putting Dale Earnhardt, Goodwrench, Richard Childress Racing, and Chevy. There wasn't an ad campaign that didn't have them somewhere in it. You know, you had the whole Tasmanian Devil and all of that, even brought that in with it. You know, that was like like the winning combination. No, Shelby was not always Ford. That is a misconception. Carroll Shelby originally went to GM, and they wanted to work with the Corvette and his power plant for the AC Bristol, and Chevy turned him away. And
because they want something to compete with the Corvette.
And so they went. He went to Ford, and he got the 427 for his AC Bristol. Actually, it was a 289 first for his AC Bristol, and that was it. And then of course that led into modifying the Mustangs and other cars to be performance packages that he designed, and that was it. They just didn't want to take it. Wasn't necessarily all just about the Corvette either. They didn't want to take a gamble on Carroll Shelby's business practices based on his racing practices. And because, yes, he was a well-known racer and he was good with racing or whatever, the problem is they were looking to start a business venture with Chevy, and Chevy didn't have the confidence in him. And Ford said, well, we're going to take this risk, and it paid off.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
And like I said, the rest is history. We now, that's why you don't see Carroll Shelby, and Chevy stuff. Though you do see, who was the other, modified the Chevy Corvettes and stuff in the 80s? Is it Callaway? Yeah, I think it might have been Callaway.
Callaway and Lincolnfelder.
Lincolnfelder. Yeah, right. But, they weren't strictly just GM stuff, though. They still dabbled into Ford, because I do believe one of them was playing around with the Ford Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
And made some pretty killer Ford Mustangs, too.
Oh, I bet.
So, there was a lot of cool stuff going on in the late 80s, early 90s. Mainly because the stock cars were so freaking weak, it didn't take much to make an outstanding car when you took it to the aftermarket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Callaway. They had a freaking wicked-ass Mustang. If you look up the Callaway Mustang, it was a pretty neat-looking car. They used the, not the Fox body, but I guess it would have been, what, the 94? So it had been 90s?
The shit they did when they built the Sledgehammer, when the C4 Corvettes come out, that Sledgehammer car they built, basically the fastest production car, per se, quote unquote.
Yeah.
It was a production car they took and they modified it and they drove it from their facility to the test track and set the world land speed record with it, and then drove it home.
Pilot says the Roush is still Ford, but I think that Roush did dabble in other car makes too. I don't think they strictly stuck with just Ford.
Well, probably didn't start with just Ford, but that's the way it pretty much ended.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I think that they have. I gotta double check. Oh, I was gonna put this in here, but there's not enough people in here now. The Rust Belt Mechanic has a GoFundMe set up for like new mechanics to help pay for tools and stuff, because I'm sorry, but scholarships for people trying to get into the tool industry sucks, because they only do scholarships for things like Matco and Snap-on, which are ridiculously expensive. Yeah. Where most people starting out, that's not their first choice as far as buying tools, because it's not cost effective.
Not at all.
What's the name of that company in Washington?
I can put that link up.
Car? That's one you guys need to look at.
What?
Washington?
There's a company in Washington. It's a 100% built here in America supercar that currently, as far as I know, currently holds the fastest land speed record on a road, not a test track, an actual road.
An actual road, huh?
It's the Tua. Like I said, it was something else. They just released one last year, a Tuatara. But the engine's made by Nelson Racing. They got a 1,200 horsepower engine.
It's SSC. Yeah, it's SSC.
If you guys have a chance, go check out that GoFundMe. It's going to help future mechanics get a jump start in their career. Or check out Rust Belt Mechanics YouTube channel. I wanted to do that a lot earlier, but I didn't think about it. Wow, 5 likes and 2 dislikes.
Jesus.
I was lucky. My last one had all likes. There was no dislikes on it.
Ow.
The last one did pretty good.
Speaking of insanely powerful cars and such, did you guys hear about the Koenigsegg Jesko?
No, I didn't.
It's, what is it? I think it's a twin supercharged V8, of course made in-house by them. It's got 3 different fuel injectors per cylinder.
Wow.
Yeah, the crazy thing is the transmission. It's not like an H-pattern transmission with a clutch pedal. It's computer controlled, whole 9 yards, but it's clever. It's
dual
not
clutch like they use in the vet.
It's kind of
dual clutch manual transmission.
It's kind of like a dual clutch, but it's better. I don't remember what they call it, but instead of it being, you got odd gears on one shaft, even gears on the other, there's actually 3 different, I guess, transmissions together. Well,
Okay.
there's 3 different sets of gears, and by combining those 3 different sets of gears in whatever fashion, you can arrange 9 different gear ratios.
Yeah, because the Corvettes are now running a 10-speed.
Is it a 10-speed?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
The 10-speed.
That's a 10-speed.
Like 10-speed manual with a double clutch with automatic gear selection. So it's still a manual transmission at heart, but they're using servos to shift it.
Well, yeah. Let me see.
So technically, it's an automatic. Technically, it's an automatic transmission, but it's still got a manual transmission core.
Automatically shifted manual.
Yeah.
They should take the shift tower off the top of the thing, but the same thing back on with electronic solenoids.
Yep.
All right. Hang on. I got this thing here about the transmission. Instead of 2 clutches, it uses 7 clutches. 8 if you count the differential. That's part of the transaxle. These are multi-plate clutches with their own hydraulic actuators and pressure sensors. Each gear gets a pair. Well, each gear pair gets a clutch of its own, and the transmission uses 3 gear shafts instead of 2, which allows for compounding gears. The input shaft goes directly from the engine and has the option to send torque to one of 3 gears on the second shaft. The second shaft then has the option to send torque through one of 3 gears on the third shaft. 3 options multiplied by an additional 3 options means there are a total of 9 gear ratios possible. With a traditional 2-shaft transmission, you need 9 pairs of gears for 9 gear ratios. With compound gears on 3 shafts, this transmission only needs 6 gear pairs. While some automakers are stuck on addition, Koenigsegg has moved on to multiplication.
Damn, that sounded complicated.
Well, I mean, it's Christian von Koenigsegg. Do you expect any different? This is the same man who literally picked up an exhaust from one of his cars and started bellowing through it for whatever reason. I don't remember what it was, but it was hilarious. Dude's a riot.
We got. I'm just going through my my feed of YouTube videos. We got DIY gangs almost done with the burnt Hellcat or Charger or whatever it is. Is it a Charger or is it a Hellcat?
What?
DIY gang, the purple Challenger that he's doing. I forget whether it's just a base I think it's a Hellcat. The one that burnt down in the garage and like there's nothing left of it.
You're speaking Russian to me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've never seen that?
No, I haven't.
Go look up DIY gang. Oh my God, this dude literally took a car that was there was nothing left of it. The only thing that was salvageable off of it was the front, the engine, and I think maybe just the front inner structure. Everything else he's replaced. But it's almost done. I got Street Speed 717 apparently has put new wheels on his Duramax. It's Just a Six is finally driving on his $20,000 brand new
bastard
engine.
He's putting what on his engine?
Street Speed, not Street. It's Just a Six. He did the fully built Coyote engine with all the forged internals and all of that stuff. Well, he finally got it back together and is driving it on the road for the first time.
Oh.
Send It Steve got pulled over and got told to get out of the vehicle.
Oh, geez.
With his daughter in it.
Oh, my God.
Let's see. Goon Squad is doing their Dodge Charger all-wheel drive cop car. It was totaled out by a deer. That's
Dude,
how
I've seen a picture of the aftermath of a cop hitting a deer at like 120 miles an hour. That car was beyond wrecked.
Well, this one just took out the passenger side front corner.
Oh.
Let's see. Toast apparently is up and running again.
Yeah, you
from Bruce McFarlane.
You want to hear a little teaser?
No, not really. I'm going to watch it after I get done with my live stream.
All right. There's a big twist. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, well, we'll see. Let me guess. Was it the drive shaft?
No, he doesn't run the car. He's got a piece of news that I found surprising.
Okay.
About the car.
All right. Well, we'll have to look at it. I have some other channels that aren't necessarily popular. These are channels that are based off of restoration. I watch a channel called Acer Eric. It's ASICERIK. And he is a gentleman with he's got a handicap. His one hand is not necessarily formed correctly. But he's got a 1977 Camaro Z28 that he's doing a resto mod process. And I've been watching him for like 5-6 years. It's just him, and he's like in his late 40s, and his dad working on this car in the garage, like a regular house garage. And it's been a pretty epic build so far. So that's he's got a new video today. I know I saw, well, I got Guitarmageddon weighing his original ZL1. Another channel that I watch, which is also a restoration channel, Rare Rat. It's RARERAT. Now you can find most of these channels are actually on the side. If you go to my channel main page, they're off to the side. He has a 69 Impala 396. He just finished, and he has it up for sale. Black on black.
Nice.
Oh, it is a sweet looking car. The thing is when he first got it, it looked like something out of a like an 80s vacation movie, family vacation movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was like this freaking ugly, like that 70s
National Lampoon style.
Yeah, it was that ugly, like, I don't know, like pea soup green color. It was a bunch of freaking like eye hooks that were bolted to the body. I think he used it for scrapping or something. Oh, you gotta go back and watch his. Rare Rat's. I originally started watching Rare Rat because he was doing a 68 RS SS butternut yellow with a black vinyl top Camaro with a 396 in it.
Nice.
And that car was his first car when he was, I think he said he was like 16 when he bought that car in 1983. And some old lady took out the whole driver's side of the car, and he only had it for like maybe 6 months.
Oh my God, I wish someone would do that to my truck.
Some old lady hit it, and he had it restored, and he's drag raced it all the way up until he took it off the road. He took it off the road because there was a problem with something, I forget what it was, and then he decided he was going to just start. I think the engine blew up. So he was going to restore the car. And he was going to restore it for his daughter. His daughter, at the time he started restoring it, was just tall enough to stand on the seat and see over the steering wheel. So, like, his first picture he has of this car when he took it off the road, and the daughter's out in the garage with him when he starts taking it apart. Like I said, the daughter's tall enough to stand in the seat and see her over the steering wheel. So he's like 4.
Mm-hmm.
And he got it done for his daughter to take her 16th birthday license test in it.
Nice.
So she got her license. She took her test in that car. So he actually got it done. He got it finished, and I've been watching him ever since. He's done all kinds of stuff. He's done Fords, Mustangs. He's done Camaros. He's done a second-gen Camaro. He's done this Impala. He's done some pretty nice looking cars.
Sounds it.
Let's see what else is in here. Fail Race has a new Nürburgring video.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Ants Canada probably wouldn't be anybody that you guys want to watch here.
Not Grimace.
Oh, Mr. Fireman 164, which is another one that I watch. He's doing another 68 Camaro. This car is his baby, and he restored another car before this one to for a friend of his. But before he started, I guess basically just to get the feel for doing his own car.
Yeah.
And as he was digging deeper and deeper into this car, he found out that this car was clobbered in the back passenger corner.
Ow.
Probably from 2 different hits. Probably same accident, 2 different hits. Because it looks like it was definitely impacted from the rear, but it looks like it was also impacted from the side. And they pulled this car out and straightened it out, but as he was digging deeper, you could literally follow the shockwave through the car, where all the metal has been twisted and deformed, all the way up to the front firewall.
Jeez.
Holy hell!
So literally,
So that's a hell of a hit.
Yeah, I'll have to share some of the videos in the group chat, but you can literally, as he's going through this car, and as he's finding the damage of where the panels don't line up because they're twisted.
That'll do it.
The only thing
name for the car when he got it done, Shockwave.
The only thing that he has kept from the original car, so the only body panels from the original car, is the upper greenhouse frame.
Wow.
Wow.
The roof skin, the front, the firewall, the floor, the frame rails, the inner and outer rockers. No, the A-pillars are part of the greenhouse frame.
Okay.
So the A-pillars, the B-pillars, and the C-pillars.
Okay.
All of that is all that's left of the original. Maybe the rear deck lid, I think he might have also kept. But
that's some serious welding, man.
Yeah, he's got this whole car completely pulled apart. You got to check it out. It's freaking it's an amazing undertaking. And he's tubbing the rear. He's putting big fatties in the back. He's basically going pro touring with this car.
Mm-hmm.
And there is nothing that he has not fixed. I mean, he's even taking, like, you know how like you can buy panels and you can buy them already completely done.
Yeah. Oh.
He's taking them apart. He is taking them apart by the spot welds and recoating them inside and out.
Jeez.
He's putting a quadrillink setup in the back of the car. Like I said, there isn't a part of this car that he has not
tweaked somehow.
And he hasn't even started putting the car. The car's still in mock-up. There's very few parts of it that he's actually started welding back together, but he's got a whole jig. He made a whole jig for the car, based off of the factory measurements. So basically, he built the jig before he took the car apart. And this is actually where he started finding out that the car was twisted, because he made the jig per GM's specifications, and the car would not sit down on the jig. He could not get the jig to line up with the car. That's when he started investigating and saying, "Hey, why is this not working?" Well, these parts aren't lining up because they're a little bent out of shape there, buddy. And so he started going through, and he's literally built this car up from the frame rails up. So he put the frame rails literally on the jig, and he has built this car up from that.
Goddamn.
It's pretty it's definitely very, and he talks you through it, and he tells you why he's doing this or why he's doing that. And this is a guy that took a front fender off of a modern Honda Civic, and instead of just replacing it when it was mangled, right? He to prove a point, he literally sat there with a hammer and dolly and beat this fender all the way back out to where you could have put it back on a car.
Jeez.
Just to prove a point. Just to prove that you could do it. Now, granted, with time and money efficiency, that wouldn't have been something you would do in a shop.
Yeah.
Because the amount of money that it would cost in labor to fix that fender would have far outweighed just buying a new fender.
Yeah.
But to prove that you can, there's a skill there to do this.
Oh yeah,
that's what they used to do.
Well, that was back when a fender cost more than it would cost a body man to fix it.
Way back when, that's how Ferrari built all of their cars. Every single panel was hand beaten out.
Yeah, but that's a production. That's a hand built production car versus a assembly line car.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is an awesome channel to watch, especially if you're really into body work and things like that, or just watching a hand built custom muscle car.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot of good videos. I've been watching him for years. Let's see what else is going on here. Of course, Joey66 with his live stream at the same time I'm doing mine, as always. Even though he used to be on this live stream when I first started. Sorry, it still irks me. Grant, Straight Six fan, my former stream boss, he's got a video out just now for the 8.8 Lincoln Mark 6 axle swap, or Mark 7 axle swap. So he's got his new style Ford wheels and tires on his what is it, a Fairmont? Fairmont, yeah. What else? Junk for Work, Life Apollos. Apparently the Daily Driven Exotics released the new car. Anything else good? Oh, that's a 4-door Nova. I know that body style. Mike's How To has a more-door Nova project. You know what? I'd like to see more 4-door versions of the old style cars. Maybe not necessarily like the pony cars, but to see some more like Buick Electras and Impalas and stuff, or the wagons. I'd like to see more wagons. I think I've driven everybody.
Corporate America doesn't think people want wagons anymore.
Looks like Pilot left.
These guys are stupid.
What?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave too because my phone died and I can't keep an eye on the chat anymore.
All right. Well, I think we should end up because it's after 12, and I normally end it around 12 anyway. So if anybody's still here in the chat, besides probably Mrs. Formula, thank you guys for hanging out with us for a whopping 3 hours. And it doesn't even feel like it's been 3 hours, at least not for me. But thank you guys all for joining, and we'll catch you next week. We got Big E, and Chris has stayed with us all the way to the end. Thank you guys very much for coming and joining us, and we'll catch you guys next week, same time, same place, 9 p.m. Eastern on the channel. All right, have fun. Catch you guys later.
Have a good night.
Night, people.